Introducing Tim's new loaded wraps. Each loaded wrap is packed with tasty grains.
So what's going on, everybody? As we have players coming out right now, we're going to a commercial break on CBC Sportsnet. So let me give you the starting lineups here. So for the Tampa Bay Lightning, it's Anthony Cirelli, Steven Stamkos, Nikita Kucherov, with Victor Hedman and Eric Chernak. Nick Paul, Andre Palat, Alex Killorn, with Ryan McDonough and Zach Bogosian on the second line defense. It's Ross Colton, Brandon Hagel, Corey Perry, with Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, Patrick Maroon, and Jan Ruda at right wing side. Mikhail Sergachev and Cal Foot will be the third line defense. What's interesting is Jan Ruda is normally a defenseman. He's going to be playing right wing on the fourth line pairing here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So still the injury situation with Braden Point. We don't know when he's going to be able to return. That is a big loss. That's why Anthony Cirelli is sitting on the first line center. So as it goes between the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning in this smaller scale Battle of Florida, rather than we did the Battle of Alberta yesterday with Cooper Hopkins and I, this is one of those situations where I'm not going to say it's a must win, but I'm also going to recommend that the Florida Panthers win this game. They cannot go down 0-2 to the Tampa Bay Lightning, lose both games at FLA Live Arena. There's another one of those arena names there, like Crypto, that I have to say, but that's the name of it. They cannot go down 0-2 and expect things to go well when they go back to Amalie Arena. So it's Alexander Barkov, Carter Verhaeghe, Claude Giroux with Ben Sherratt and Aaron Ekblad. So Andrew Burnett's kind of moved those lines a little bit. Sam Bennett, Jonathan Huberdeau, Anthony Duclair with Gustav Forsling and Mackenzie Weegar on the second line defense. Antoine Liddell, Noel Achari, and Sam Reinhart. Third line, Eetu Luosterainen, Ryan Lundberg, and Patrick Hornquist on the fourth line with Brandon Montour and Radko Gudas on the back end. Again, it's going to be Andre Vasilevsky between the pipes for the Lightning and Sergei Bobrovsky in between the blue paint for the Florida Panthers. So let me get one more situation here as far as what I want to copy and paste as far as my notes. I have a couple of stats that I want to throw out at you before we actually get underway as well. So this is a good time to get all of that taken care of. So here's the deal. Florida in the series, in the regular season at least, they went 2-1-1. There was tons of goals. Tampa took the 2021 playoffs 4-2 in the first Battle of Florida. It was one of those moments for the Panthers where you can kind of see there's some talent in there. That's why they went toward this big push to try to get Claude Giroux, Ben Sherratt, and some of the other pieces in there. So Tampa Bay Lightning, with the win over the Maple Leafs, they averaged 3.29 goals for, 3.43 goals against. Their power play was about 21%. Their penalty kill was about 85%. Andre Vasilevsky was between the pipes. He had a sub-900. And for the Florida Panthers, they have yet to score a power play goal. So it is Andre Vasilevsky and Sergei Bobrovsky in between the pipes. Bobrovsky's numbers: 4-3, 903 save percentage, and goals against at 298. Again, as we talked about in the opening before we carried all these notes over, Vasilevsky was not really that good in the first series, even though Tampa advanced against the Toronto Maple Leafs. He was excellent the other night in a big-time game. So Florida is going to win the draw, and immediately some players are already going to lose their glove. Tampa won 4-1 in the previous game. They were 3 for 6 on the power play. Vasilevsky stopped 33 of 34 for a 970 save percentage. So now this is a shot there for Hornquist as the fourth line's out there for Andrew Burnett. Another shot is stopped there by the Tampa Bay Lightning defense, and they're going to try to merge with this thing first as they're going to attack right to left across the timeline here. Now Lundberg is trying to do some work here with Corey Perry in behind the players' benches as the play still continues. So Florida, they lost that first game, as we said, 4-1. They got to come out with some sense of urgency here. This is a game that they should get. They need to get this one, because if you go down 0-2 to Amalie Arena there in Tampa, it's going to be a rough go. Florida and Barkov trying to hold this one, but they can't leave it across that blue line, and Ben Sherratt is going to skate backwards and try to get reset one more time. I'm going to get my lines and everything else in front of me here. Sherratt still got this right now, and he's going to still look to set up. This goes to Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett has had an excellent season for the Florida Panthers. We talked about Bennett and Reinhardt as the puck goes up and out of play. It's going to be a neutral zone draw, but the puck is going up and out of play. But between Bennett and Reinhardt, you're talking about guys, as I've said a few times, covering these Florida games here, guys that are sitting on your third or second line that can get you 30-something goals and get you a ton of points. Just a ton of depth on both sides. They're showing on the Sportsnet side, Lombard and Hornquist coming together, trying to just double team Corey Perry off the cross checks. A little intimidation factor, but I imagine Corey Perry, the longtime Duck, Dallas Star, the mix that he's been on, it's not going to intimidate him in the least. Sam Bennett trying to skate down the left faceoff dot. He blows a tire and he runs into the bench there. This is Forsling. He lets it go in the slot. It's loose, but Tampa Bay and Anthony Cirelli alertly get this out of the zone, but they can't get it out. Still, the Panthers with this thing, trying to skate behind the goal crease of Vasilevsky. Tampa on this thing right now with Jan Ruda, trying to center it out in front. This is still with the Panthers right now. They've had all sorts of puck possession here for about 45 seconds. Shot goes up and off the boards. There's a stick that's down. It's one of the Tampa players trying to play defense without it. And I think Vasilevsky noticed that one. He's just going to elect to glove this one down to Jonathan Huberdeau. And Cirelli are starting to exchange some cross checks here. So some pleasantries, and everything else is getting a little nasty here at the beginning of it. So you don't really see Jonathan Huberdeau exchanging much of that kind of contact there. But a good start here for the Panthers nonetheless, though. You had a lot of puck possession. You try to get some good screens out in front, as Anthony Duclair was out in front of the blue paint as well. And Ruda and Bennett, they were just cross-checking and face washing everything else. The refs are letting them go, and Bennett pretty much knocked the twig right out of Ruda's hand and snapped it right in half, and there was no call there. So as Brian Elliott looks on, you have a face-off won by the Tampa Bay Lightning, as Antoine Lundell, the rookie, he's having a great season with the Panthers, couldn't get that one. This goes back in toward the blue line, spun around. Vasilevsky will make the save with his goal crease. Again, no Braden Point on the side of it for Tampa Bay, so that is a huge loss. Tampa trying to look for a 1-on-3. They like to just shoot this one on Bobrovsky, but it goes wide. Picked up by Cal Foote. Cal Foote gets this one across the Kucherov, and now Andre Palat will get this around back to Cal Foote one more time on the right faceoff dot. It goes back to the other side and spins around the goal crease. Cal Foote's not going to be able to pinch on this one. He's going to try to keep it alive. And now Florida, as Ryan McDonough try to get to this one, he sticked it ahead, and this goes back to the defense there. So Racco Gudis now sitting on the third line for Andrew Burnett's squad. He will catapult this one down the ice, but it's going to be an icing against the Panthers, so it's going to be an offensive zone draw here for the Lightning. 17:02 left to go in the first period. 4-6 all-time record in Game 2 are the Panthers. 4-2 at home. So if you're looking for some small silver lining here for the Florida Panthers, 4-2, that sounds pretty good to them right now. And again, if you go down 0-2, it is a 7-game series, so I don't want to be all doom and gloom as we have a center zone face-off here, as Verhaeghe wins this one. But Florida really has to just make sure they play their best game right now. I think Vasilevsky in this series, so this is one of the predictions, he will play a little bit better here. He's not going to have an .897 save percentage. He is a Vezina candidate. Big-time cross-check there by Zach Pogosian. And then another one laid down by the Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers, it's a 2-on-3. Tried to backhand this one to Vasilevsky, but he held tight to that left post and made the save. It's still in the room of the Lightning right now as they're trying to get this out of their own defensive end, trying to pinball this one to Pat Maroon. Held in nicely there by Forsling, and now this goes back to Mikhail Sergachev. So Mikhail Sergachev is going to take his time. He might take a change as well. Claude Giroux is the one opposing forechecker. as the pass eludes everyone. It touches the goal stick of Bobrovsky. He goes out to play this one. It finds the Lightning. Alex Killorn's going to let a slap shot go, but it hit nothing. And Victor Hedman gets this one all the way back to the red line. Florida trying to look the press now. Verhaeghe holding off the backhand. He's toward the left faceoff dot now. Leaves it off for a slap shot, stopped out in front by a Lightning player as the shot was just 89 miles an hour. Hedman comes together toward the left post of Andre Vasilevsky, and now Tampa can get this one into the neutral zone, but the pass was too hard and overplayed and picked up by Brandon Montour. Defense here for Florida. Barkov was waiting for the pass. It never came. It was stolen there by Nikita Kucherov. Lightning now on this thing in Florida's defensive end. Kucherov trying to pinch in. We'll see where this is going to bounce now. Florida trying to break out. Alexander Barkov, it's 1-on-3, trying to make a move. He paid for it with a nice hip check by Andre Palat. Then another cross check against Ross Colton as it's picked back up 6-6. The hits on both sides very, very noticeable right now in this contest. Anthony Cirelli spun around trying to do some work against Brandon Montour. Picked back up by DeClaire. He got hit hard. There is a Go Panthers Go chant right now all over at FLA Live Arena. Both of these teams are giving their extreme effort here with the hitting and physicality. Picked back up by Cal Foote. He fires it. Bobrovsky has no clue where it is. None of the players do. And they're going to blow this one dead. 14:36 left to go in the first period. It was a great hit by Lombard. A shot that was blasted by Ben Sherratt that picked up from the trade deadline from the Montreal Canadiens. It was out in front. Vasilevsky made a couple stops. Again, Florida has a 4-0 edge on the shot board right now. But what's very, very noticeable in between this contest so far in the early stages is the physicality. And I would say an attempt to be a back-to-back-to-back Stanley Cup champion, it does not intimidate Tampa Bay in the slightest. They're built to play this way, especially with Victor Hedman. Shot right on. Goes just wide of Bobrovsky as it was off a clean faceoff win, and Florida is going to try to break out now. Nice move ahead there through Jonathan Huberdeau. He's going to have to get cut off there by Mikhail Sergachev, and he did so nicely. Try to find a pass for Ross Colton. Ross Colton comes back for it in the neutral zone, but it finds Bobrovsky, and it plays to Ben Sherratt. Ben Sherratt now out there with Aaron Ekblad on the first line defense, as again, Andrew Burnett has mixed up those lines. Colton getting worked over there. Now is Hagel. Hagel's just going to keep this alive nicely amongst his skates. And again, the ref can blow this dead at any time if he deems that the puck is not being moved amongst that scrum. McDonough now gets this one to his defensive partner, takes a huge hit as Lindell came in there to try to clean up the mess. Picked up by Cal Foote and lost at the red line. This is Aaron Ekblad. Aaron Ekblad now tries to play this one for Huberdeau. He gets crunched into an ice cream sandwich. Picked up now as two Tampa Bay players collide in front of the cage of Vasilevsky. Shot almost went off the bar. That was another close opportunity there for Florida. Tampa trying to break out here with Nikita Kucherov. Nice spin. 2-on-1. Belmar looking for the pass. And instead, the shot for Patrick Maroon was stopped there for Bobrovsky, the first save. A fake slap shot there. Looking for a screen out in front. Tampa's trying to find this thing. Florida trying to get this out of their own end right now. This is a pinch in by Eric Chernak. Chernak keeps this alive toward the right faceoff dot. In behind the goal cage of Bobrovsky right now. And Radko Gudas, the bearded one, will get this one down toward the Florida Panthers logo where this finds the Lightning, so they can reset this one more time with Eric Chernak in behind his own goal cage of Andre Vasilevsky. Chernak still skating with this. There's a twig on the right side here for the Lightning, so that might try to cause some problems here for the Panthers when they get in the offensive end until we get a stoppage of play. Sergachev gets this one down. Another 2-on-1 opportunity. Cirelli's shot stopped there alertly by Bobrovsky. Both times Tampa Bay had a 2-on-1. They did not pass. They elected to shoot. Bobrovsky made both saves. Ross Colton gets this one back now with Zach Bogosian. Alerts and moves away from the stick. And again, it's stuck at the red line. Picked up one more time by the Panthers. And Forsling, Gustav Forsling, he's going to fire a wrist shot. This one goes high off the right pane of glass. Picked up by Florida momentarily and pushed out of the blue line. Forsling hit pretty hard there as this goes back to Hagel. Hagel spins around now as Bogosian tries to get this one down the ice. This is going to be a hybrid icing against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Loads of action here in this quick-moving first period. John out here with you for this Eastern Conference semifinal in this smaller Battle of Florida, if you will. This is Game 2. Tampa has a 1-0 series lead with a 4-1 win over the Florida Panthers. Cooper Hopkins and I called the Battle of Alberta. It was 15 goals, 9-6 yesterday. So I'm hoping for a little bit more of a subdued game. Again, I love the physicality here, but to see the scores light up like a pinball machine was something that made both of our heads spin. This is in the Lightning defensive zone right now. Sorelli can't find it. Nice move by Verhaeghe, trying to look for a pass outlet, but it was only a Tampa Bay player in sight. Picked up now. Nice forecheck there. Had to have the Panthers retreat in their own end. Alexander Barkov lost it to Hedman. Hedman plays this one across the left face-off dot, and now Florida has this. Claude Giroux coming in from the Philadelphia Flyers, trying to play a pass out in front of the blue paint. It got knocked away alertly by the Lightning, and now Florida will go back across the red line to go retrieve the puck as Montour will slam this one around the kick plate. Ryan McDonough gets this one now for Chernak. Chernak gets us across the neutral zone, picked up and lost across the red line. It's battled in between the jerseys in white and the jerseys in red. It finds the one red in the goal crease and Sergei Bobrovsky. Nice double team there. Hagel gets the steal, elects to shoot, and it hits right into the glove of Sergei Bobrovsky where he makes the stop. So the shot board getting a little closer here as Tampa Bay now makes it 4-3. It was 4-0 for the Panthers. Loads of hitting in this first period as we're just about halfway through it. Scoreless in Game 2. That was a damn clean call right there. If I do say so. All right.
Maybe it's time for a different kind of advice. Advice that comes from getting to know you, that understands your perspective before giving you one.
Ontario, it is on. DraftKings Sportsbook has arrived. The sportsbook that offers a hockey team to score a goal at 2-1 odds each day this month. Now you can legally bet same-game parlays, spreads, money lines, props, and more. And do it anytime, anywhere in the province. So get excited, Ontario. DraftKings Sportsbook is live with 2-1 odds on a hockey team to score a goal. Download the app and make it rain.
Pepsi Zero Sugar. The best tasting zero sugar cola. Taste the difference.
Esso has big news. Now you can redeem PC Optional points at Esso Station on the car washes and fuel. So every trip to the pump is a reason to celebrate. At least we think so.
I'm pretty sure I'm last night. Setting a block last game. That's the first with the way he plays. But Ovechkin got in Game 6 of last series. He hardly played that first period afterwards, and now he gets one off tonight. His luck hasn't been great so far to start this playoff series.
So they're just showing on the CBC Sportsnet side of things, Aaron Ekblad already getting hit against Alex Ovechkin in the first round, now taking a puck right off of the right leg in front of the cage of Bobrovsky as he was trying to clean up the rebound there and stop a goal from going across. So they're saying Aaron Ekblad's not 100%, but he is still throwing the physical body. This is an offensive zone draw here, lost by the Tampa Bay Lightning, but they're going to get to do this one more time because it fell right to Bobrovsky, who would like to hold it. 10:26 left to go in the first period as you're getting a look at John Cooper and Andrew Burnett, both excellent coaches for two excellent teams in this smaller scale Battle of Florida. Tampa Bay took this one last year in an electrifying first round series. Now these two meet up in a second round series, but of note between all of the games and everything else has been a ton of goals. We haven't seen it right now within the first 10 minutes, but we've seen a lot of physical bodying. Ben Sherratt will knock the puck loose, and now this goes back to Vasilevsky. He will calmly play this one with the goal stick and leave it for the defensive partner in Victor Hedman. Hedman now across the red line. He will chip this one in. Chernak trying to get in there deeper. So the defense is pinching in very nicely there for Cooper, but the forwards have to go back and do their job and stay where they're supposed to be, and they are right now. Carter Verhage tried to do a nice little toe drag through, but he lost the puck. Anthony Cirelli, nice chip and chase from Andre Palat, picked up there by Gustav Forsling. Forsling going to take his time in behind the goal crease of Bobrovsky, as we're now down to 9:30 left to go in the fast-moving first period. It's a wonder how fast the clock moves when there's not 15 different goals scored like there was last night in the Battle of Alberta. Picked up by Tampa Bay in the offensive end. Nick Paul, he was a hero there in Game 7 for the Lightning and tried to get it and dispatch the Maple Leafs. He did so with 2 goals. Vasilevsky hits this one off the kick plate. Florida still trying to stay on this thing as this goes back to Racco Gudis. Now, Sam Reinhart will go all the way back there for Gustav Forsling, and Forsling one more time will look to break out toward the left faceoff dot. Sam Bennett open across the right wing, gets in between 3. Lightning still has the puck right now as Florida was trying to find it, but Corey Perry alertly got it out. It's a 2-on-2 here for Tampa. Holding as Hagel off the forehand side. Perry fell down hard, and now this goes across the red line. Anthony Duclair couldn't get to it first there before Nikita Kucherov blocked in there nicely, and there's going to be a delayed penalty call. I believe this one is going to go against the Florida Panthers. Mikhail Sergachev, he either got hit hard or he was looking for some repairs. I think the puck might have came up from Bennett and unintentionally hit him right in the face. 8:31 left to go in the first period of action. Tampa Bay is going to be on a power play when we return.
Total Equity Plan Mortgage has the flexibility to change with it. Scotiabank, you're richer than you think.
Ontario, it is on. DraftKings Sportsbook has arrived. The sportsbook that offers a hockey team to score a goal at 2-1 odds each day this month. Now you can legally bet same.
Tonight I have the Battle of Florida on a smaller scale. It is the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers, so you're welcome to hang out. I know it's a big game for the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat tonight, so my game will be a little bit early. I should be able to get the game story and everything else done to be able to join you on the other end when all that stuff will conclude. So I'm looking forward to some gaming. I'm looking forward to both of those games, and I'll be checking the box score throughout during my game. Right now we're sitting in a commercial. Tampa Bay is on a power play. It is no score, and it is, let's see here, Brandon Montour for Florida at the 11:29 mark, 2 minutes for holding Ross Colton. So 8:31 left and no score. And again, it's amazing how fast the score clock moves when there's not 15 goals scored like there was last night. So we're getting set to get back into the official action right now. In between the Lightning and the Panthers, it is a 1-0 series lead for the Tampa Bay Lightning as they're electing to try to get to a back-to-back-to-back Stanley Cup championship we have not seen since the 1980s of the New York Islanders or the Edmonton Oilers with Wayne Gretzky. It's a rare feat, but it remains to be said that the Tampa Bay Lightning, they're already a dynasty. They want to add one more. The city of Tampa Bay champions in between a lot of areas, in between a lot of multitude of sports. The Florida Panthers with the President's Trophy, they want to have something to say about it. Again, Lightning on a power play right now. This is at the right faceoff dot as Perry leaves this one for Hedman. He tries to get this one back to Nikita Kucherov. And Palat now, and they score immediately off the left faceoff dot. This might have been Corey Perry's goal. I don't believe it was going to be deflected. Usually Corey Perry is not on the first line defense, but it happens to be in the first line power play, I should say. It happens to be the case because he's already got 4 goals right now in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and it was just a simple shot from Stamkos. I think that was deflected by Palat beautifully there. It was deflected by Palat. Stamkos let it go, and no chance for Bobrovsky there. So it signified maybe Corey Perry's going to get the secondary assist from Stamkos, and Palat is your goal scorer. No chance for Sergei Bobrovsky to be able to make that save. Again, this is Corey Perry's officially now his fourth of the playoffs, so he's had quite a few goals. It was Stamkos and Hedman right now as the secondary assists. This has crossed the red line right now, and not what Andrew Burnett's squad had wanted, as Ben Sherratt will try to get this one down off the kick plate. This is already, and this is just game 2 in this series, Tampa Bay's 4th power play goal of this series alone. Florida has yet to score a power play goal, and they're in the second round. So something has to give here. Kucherov tries to bank this one to Pogosian, and he's going to go back toward the red line and set this up one more time. Calfoot, Pogosian, Hedman gets hit pretty hard there. Sherratt, Neckblad, spinning around. Picked back up by Nick Paul. Nick Paul now toward the right faceoff dot, and this is intercepted there by Eetu Luostarinen, the rookie there for the Florida Panthers on the 4th line. Huberdeau trying to mix it up with Luostarinen. He's going to let a shot go. It's going to be calmly stopped by the left pad of Vasilevsky as they aim for the 5-hole. Montour lets a shot pinball around. Florida keeping this in nicely right now, but they need to get some shots. Sherratt in through a screen, stopped there by a host of Lightning defenders. Picked back up now by Nikita Kucherov and sent down the ice where Racco Gudis can play this one back across the blue line. Gudis gets it across to his defensive partner, spinning around there for Montour. Montour being heavily pressured on that forecheck. Tampa Bay has just had that vice grip on right now ever since they've scored that goal. And this is just a stem of having a ton of leaders on your team and some veteran experience to know when to push that button. What a hit there for Patrick Maroon. Might have got away with a cross check. I felt like I've said that so many times here in this first period as the hits have been flying on both sides. Carter Verhaeghe nicely keeps this across the blue line and gets it in, but he needs help. He's got to be able to dump this one in. Picked up by Jan Ruda. Jan Ruda gets hit hard. Here's a chance now. Florida. Verhaeghe, the outlet man. The pass does not get there. Beautifully played there by Andre Palat to knock away what could have been a sure goal. Nolan Chari now gets it from Sergei Bobrovsky. Mackenzie Weegar will play this one to Forsling. Forsling having a spin off a hit, and this goes back behind the goal cage of Andre Vasilevsky. He is always a Vezina candidate. He did not have a great first series round against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Lots of goal scoring on both sides in that regard, but he's rebounded very nicely here in game 1 with a .970 save percentage and about 34 out of 35 stops. Corey Perry, the goal scorer, had the puck dislodged from him. Antoine Lundell, the rookie, picks this one back up as this goes back again to Vasilevsky and calmly played. And the outlet right now that I like for the Tampa Bay Lightning is anytime the goaltender has to come out of the crease to play that one, it's a nice sharp line with everybody supporting from the left, center, and right sides. Bogosian lets a howitzer go, and this goes up and on a play. 4:41 left to go in the first period. It was just a gorgeous tip there from Palat, Perry, and what a great 200-foot play to knock the puck away, keep it 1-0. 4:41 left in the first. So right now, again, officially at the 12:06 mark, it was Corey Perry in the power play from Steven Stamkos and Victor Hedman. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It was absolutely crazy game. I really couldn't get on as early as I would have liked to because of the amount of goals. It was pretty much I would say, trying to dodge rain in a rainstorm without an umbrella. It was one of those situations. It was just all over the place. I appreciate it, man. Leave me your thoughts as far as game 2 in your series. I know that's going to be coming on roughly at 8:30 Eastern, correct? 7:30 your time? Or do they have a 9 o'clock start for the Celtics and the Heat? If you're going to work remote, find me work once we get closer to some of the other games on the hockey and the basketball sidelines, they'll be able to keep those calls and everything else all set and keep those scoring updated again, because it's just really me on this call. I'm going to get some of the notes together. It's not going to be full intermissions that we have with Cooper Hopkins and myself. I thought I was trying to make some good points just the other day with the Edmonton Oilers and the Los Angeles Kings. I had 7 of 8 winners. The one I got wrong was the LA Kings, but the Kings forced all the way to a Game 7 with the Edmonton Oilers, and then it turned into a 9-6 slobber knocker, if you will, and it was just a crazy, crazy game, but more on that in a moment. So Patrick Maroon has his shot go a little bit wide. This is picked up there by Andre Palat. He had a great 200-foot play to be able to knock that puck away just in time. We're about the 4:25 mark left to go in the first period. Nikita Kucherov trying to keep this alive. This is really hemmed in and beside the left post of Bobrovsky. Spun around, and Florida needs to get out of their own end. Let's see if Carter Verhaeghe can make this bullet pass. Left there. This is a chance for Barkov off the backhand. This went behind the goal crease. Picked back up there by Nick Paul. Nick Paul now, he lost it. This goes across the red line there and played nicely here for Carter Verhaeghe. Tried to leave one out and center in front of the slot. It's loose between a couple of sticks, picked and thrown in front by Nola Chari. But Tampa Bay is going to settle this one down amongst all of the trees there. So great work there for Cirelli and Kucherov to not be able to just breathe under pressure and not make a mistake there. Sam Bennett looking for a clean entry. Bennett going to leave this one across the left face-off dot, try to find Duclair. Forsling going to let this go with Mackenzie Weegar. Mackenzie Weegar plays this in deeper there as Bennett will try to retrieve this thing in toward the boards. This is near the left face-off dot. Cirelli, beautiful breakout there. And they're just going to chip this one ahead, but it got flubbed and picked up by the Panthers instead. Forsling gets this one down. What a hit on the other side. Maybe an elbow to the chops. Sent one of the Panthers guys down there, maybe missing some chiclets after a hit like that. Players collide all near the bench trying to find the puck right now. Play is not blown dead. Palat takes a couple of swings. Gets hit there by Bennett. Montour has to peel back because it's a 3-on-1 for the Lightning. And the Lightning now will try to break out of their own zone. Let's see who can survive all of these body checks. Turned over here. It is all over the place right now as Brandon Montour tries to collect this across the red line. Picked up now momentarily by the Lightning as Reinhart was alert off the forecheck. The pass bounced off of the Tampa Bay player and Corey Perry. Save now. Slap shot. Bogosian loose out in front. Stopped once by Sergei Bobrovsky and cleared out of the blue paint. This is Reinhart with a forecheck there on Jan Ruda. Jan Ruda now, formerly a defenseman, he's playing on the fourth line right wing because Tampa Bay just needs bodies right now. That is the case. This is Ito Luosterainen. Going to leave this one here for Aaron Ekblad. Aaron Ekblad also has that beard going. He's playing a little banged up since taking a hit from Ovechkin in the first round and then taking a puck right off the leg in this game. But he still looks very, very strong. One of the best defenders that we have in the NHL. Ben Sherratt keeps this one alive. This is hidden behind the goal cage of Sergei Bobrovsky. Kucherov, nice breakout pass there. It's a 3-on-2, so Tampa is going to need some reinforcements, but at least they killed some time. Kaloran somehow kept that alive. Kucherov looking to pinch in for support, and this goes back to a 2-on-2. Chernak having a little bit of trouble with it, has to spin around here. Now Zach Bogosian can calmly leave this one for Chernak in behind the goal creases. There can be some wholesale forward line changes. Line 1 looks to be out there right now with Anthony Cirelli. Palat racing in for it. He's the first to get there. He gets punished by Forsling and picked back up now by Florida. We're down to a minute left to go here in the first period. 1-0. Tampa Bay has scored on the power play courtesy of Corey Perry. Florida, Lindell with Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe trying to play this out in front with the help of Giroux. Florida still has this thing. It's kind of pinballed everywhere around the glass. Forsling in toward the left faceoff dot. A slash right in the face of Alex Kaloran. He lost his stick. His head's down, going to the bench. No call. Excuse me, that's Eric Chernak. He's going directly into the players' locker room. They might have to stitch him up. He took a stick right to the face. No call. Play is still going on right now. Vosterainen is trying to get in there deep. Florida trying to desperately get something in the last 20 seconds. Tampa gets this one down. Great move by Hagel, but he lost it. He needed some help. It was a 1-on-4, all be told. Picked up now by Montour. Montour now with Perry. Perry doesn't have a stick, but he was still working the forecheck. That's going to end the first period. Florida 8-6 advantage on the shot board. We're going to check to see from the break if Eric Chernak is going to be okay and whether or not he's going to be able to get stitched up before the second period starts. 1-0 Tampa after one. Corey Perry on the power play. Come right back. We're going to call second period action. I can chat with everyone else in the intermission. In the meantime, come right back. Oh.
This period of the Stanley Cup playoffs is brought to you by Scotiabank. See how we're changing the game at scotiabank.com/hockey-for-all.
What's going on, Patrick? How you doing, my friend? It is a more subdued game, I will say, than the Battle of Alberta that Cooper Hopkins and I had the other day when it was 15 goals. There was so many goals in the sense of it. I think he made a great analogy of once you turn that water on the faucet, it just never stopped. It was a 3-0 lead at one time for Calgary. Then it was 5-1, and it was 6-2, and it ended up being 9-6. So him and I will be back next week to probably call a future game in that series, probably closer to game 4 or 5. I'm going to take a break after today. I'll probably be on either Saturday or Sunday to call one of the basketball games, especially on that side, Nick. If that's the case, I know that's going to be, I think they're 9:30, 10 o'clock starts at that time. I can get you on there, especially for that time. We can do the whole game at that point. That would be a much easier assignment, but I can definitely have you come on here once we get this second period and everything else underway. But it's been a good contest here, a little bit more subdued as Corey Perry scored on the power play. So I don't want to make mention of this in the sense of being too desperate, but this is one of those situations. I'll just say it honestly to everybody. It's the Tampa Bay Lightning. They have a 1-0 lead after winning game 1 4-1. They scored 3 more times on the power play. Florida has yet to score a power play goal in the entire playoffs. If Florida goes down 0-2, this is not going to be one of those situations where, unlike most of the basketball series that you find, Florida can come back from it. Tampa Bay just has too many more check marks in their favor. I thought Andre Vasilevsky was going to play much better. He got through that first round. Look, it was a difficult series between everyone who wants to make fun of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Look, I get it. They haven't won a first round series since 2004. The one thing you can say about Toronto is this. Their offense is probably better than anyone else's in the entire league. Again, offense and some goaltending and defense. Defense and goaltending is very important. They did not have some of those situations. But their offense did not disappoint them. Playing the Tampa Bay Lightning in a 7-game series is probably the hardest matchup they could ever ask for. If they played anyone else, the Toronto Maple Leafs would probably still be here, and the Tampa Bay Lightning might be meeting up with them in the second round. But my point being is this. President's Trophy curse or not, at FLA Live Arena right now, I can't believe I'm saying that name, but that is indeed what it's called. Just like crypto with a weird name for formerly Staples in Los Angeles. If Florida does not win this game today and they go down 0-2, go back to Amalie Arena and have to win at least one of the next two to save their season on the road, that is tough luck there. For everyone that was picking the Florida Panthers in a rout, I think a lot of this stuff, the main picks from what I saw from a lot of people was the Panthers and the Avalanche. I don't know if that's going to be the case. Colorado, yes. But Tampa, you can't throw them out. We'll see what happens if Calgary gets out of that series between the Edmonton Oilers and the Battle of Alberta. because I look at you like this. If Calgary gets out of that series, they already played a tough one against Dallas, 7 games with Jake Ottinger. They would survive something in Edmonton in terms of a goal barrage. You would think they have to settle down at some point. Probably looking forward, Colorado gets past St. Louis, but there's a long way to go. Then it would be Calgary and Colorado, and then possibly Calgary and Tampa Bay if it gets that far. Again, this is a long way forecasting. At that point, Calgary, if they got to it, they would have earned that Stanley Cup more than anything else. So there's a lot of storylines left. We have another game on the horizon. Again, we have just 8 teams left. The late game is the St. Louis Blues and the Colorado Avalanche. That is going to start after the contest that we have on the basketball side today of the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat.
Just an unlucky bounce. So this is the thing with Tampa Bay. We talked about it a little bit before the show, where this team is so patient. They just waited those opportunities, and they came, and really to no fault of theirs.
Tampa, John Cooper said that during the Toronto series, Kevin, it's not the goals you produce, it's the ones you perfect, and you have a key to that.
Well, it's the willingness to defend, and it's not just the defense. They play 11-7s. You got 7D that are obviously trying to keep the puck out of the net. But the forwards, as much as they want to score, they want to keep pucks out of the net. We're going to see a couple clips here of what I'm talking about. Okay, buddy. And this is defending here. And this is not the clip I thought. Great stick there. Great stick there. Sergachev, but just notice the positioning, right?
Good. They need to be. Let me look at this box as well in the sense of what we got on our Gamecast for ESPN. So right now, the matchup predictor, I can't believe it's that high, but it is 74% advantage of the Miami Heat to the Boston Celtics, 26.4 according to ESPN Basketball Power Index. And sometimes all of those things you can just poo-poo it on that side, if you will. The injury report, Kyle Lowry is still out for the Miami Heat. It looks like the spread consensus is Miami by a 1-point spread, but yet the power index is 74% to 26. So explain that computer simulation, if you will. I don't buy that one for a second.
That was a huge block, though. Yes. Tampa's top, and they block a ton of shots, and their roll is incredible. I don't know if I've seen this many in such a short period of time.
Sam Bogosian didn't skate yesterday, and he also blocked a couple of shots in the game the other night, and they were concerned about whether it was an injury or just a rest. Here's Sam Bennett.
All right, Sam, it's a good chance to show you guys early on in the first, but I'll leave you to describe what it's going to take to generate a little more offense against this Lightning team moving forward.
I thought we've done a pretty good job of getting traffic and busting that. We do a little bit better job of on our cycle. And
So when I was looking, I didn't really watch the draft combine or any of that kind of stuff today because it was a late night. I was trying to get some stuff to do an early game because I'm going to have to go with my mom to work in the morning. So that's going to be a 7 a.m. to 5. So I'm going to get the early game today. But when I was looking at some of the draft combine stuff, and the Pistons were at 5, and I'm looking at some of the names. I had some of the writing and everything else down there. Let me look at this directly because I just had it typed up. So Pistons are sitting at 5, and I see the name because I see them a lot from Iowa. I see Keegan Murray, and they had the Pistons kind of looking and seeing whether or not he would be selected. I'm not really as frivolous in figuring out some of the other names. Look, I know Chet Holmgren, like you and I agree, he's probably going to be at worst a top 2, top 3 pick. I don't think he's going to be available. They had Paulo Branchero for Duke at 3 going to the Houston Rockets. But Keegan Murray is one of those ones, like Cade, they haven't listed at 6'8", but again, with the combine and everything else, you can pretty much take that You can lower 3 inches, about 6'5" guard. Make it fair like that. So you could have 2 6'5" guards. The Pistons really need a guard. So you have size on the perimeter. You have Sadiq Bey at the power forward spot, preferably, and then Marvin Bagley at center. I know they're going to still work with Isaiah Stewart, and they're still going to work with Killian Hayes because those are the pieces. But that doesn't sound too bad to me as far as what the Pistons could do. I don't mind it because when you really think about, I would much rather get a shooting guard with size rather than getting, let's say, a Jalen Brunson to play point guard and moving Cade Cunningham over when Brunson will probably cost me $30 million. That would be a much, much cheaper option there with Keegan Murray. And I think I would rather go to that point. Again, different players are going to fall. See, Jaden Smith and Jaden Ivey, those were the names, and you're correct at this, Nick. Those were the names that they want the Pistons to take. I wasn't necessarily sure they would still be there. So I've kind of already thrown them out of my mind because Jaden Ivey and Smith are probably more toward the and Jabari, like you said, probably more toward the first and fourth 1, 3, 4 area of top players. I mean, you nailed those. I don't know if they're going to be there. If they are, or if Chet is there, oh yeah, you already know what the Pistons should take. I guess, to me, I'm a little upset in the fact that Sam Presti, wild Sam Presti at that, with all of his draft picks, still end up getting the second pick. You could have about 25 of those that he's got in his back pocket. I know it sounds like a slight exaggeration. It's really not. He's just got like Monopoly money cards that he's using for draft picks there. Maybe it's time to trade some of those again and start making something happen. It looks like he knows how to be able to draft there. He's always been able to do that there. They got some decent pieces there. And you have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. But I just don't know, how many times you just sit on those lottery tickets. But for the pick to also be number 4 to the Sacramento Kings, that's a waste. I'll say that. That's a waste. But as you've talked about too, what the Clippers have 12, and they have the Thunder have 2 and 12.
Looks like Chris Kreider in Game 7 of the Rangers-Pens. Fantastic celebration there. So don't forget, coming up in just inside 2 hours now, Ball Arena, Denver, Colorado. The Avalanche.
Yeah, it might not sound like the dream scenario, but if we're gonna try to play defense and attempt to do all that, that's why I was kind of thinking it might be Keegan, because you can have that size on there. Again, I saw 6'8" like you did too. I'm probably going to lower that down a couple inches because I don't know if all those are always accurate. They're usually on the smaller end of its size. So if you're getting close to a 6'5", 6'6" guard, you got one of those already in Cade. Give it a shot. If anything else falls in your favor, you can also adjust it that way. I wouldn't really try to trade down and do all that stuff again. Troy Weaver did that a couple of years ago with Killian Hayes, Isaiah Stewart, and Sadiq Bey. Sadiq Bey was the right one. He got that one. Our jury's still out really on Isaiah and Killian. Hopefully Killian can develop a little bit more. He's a good defender, but there really isn't much on offense yet to speak of.
He's a big part of the Avalanche's breakout. Should have plenty of touches and plenty of opportunities to get involved in the scoring tonight.
Excellent. That blue line is so deadly. DraftKings Sportsbook is live in Ontario. DraftKings Sportsbook is offering 2-to-1 odds on any team to score a goal in each game this month. Place your bets now with DraftKings Sportsbook. Thank you, Eddie. Back to you.
Cheers, Gabby and Andy. Thank you kindly. It's a 1-0 Tampa lead. Jonathan Huberdeau, all eyes on Huberdeau right now. He gets filled in a little bit in the first period. He had a couple of run-ins, and later on you saw
Damn, someone's wearing a Pavel Datsyuk jersey to the Lightning and the Panthers. I wonder if there is some family member traveling from Michigan to the Panthers game. I can't imagine why he'd be wearing one of those. So, to that point, I heard some people say it because I think you hit the nail on the head. So Keegan can definitely score. But the process of what you're talking about, which Keegan might be running the point guard over Cade, I don't like that either. But I think everyone else in the Pistons brass is smart enough to know that he's going to be able to play some off guard. Yeah, there might be some situations like you see with all basketball teams. Like you'd have Peyton Pritchard or Marcus Smart or Derek White. Maybe some of those other times where an off guard will come in and maybe occasionally have some ball handling. I would think the Pistons would be very, very smart to just know that you're going to do that occasionally, but Cade's still going to be the guy running the show. Passing and everything else is still good. Everybody can sit and talk about the fact that Cade, he wasn't shooting as many threes toward the end of the season. I particularly loved the acquiesce of the mid-range that he found as the season went on. Getting steals, getting blocks, getting out on the fast break, getting some buckets, being a guy, yes, making some mistakes in the last 2 minutes because didn't have much of a team around him, wanting to have that killer instinct and that edge. I haven't been this excited, and this isn't Cowboys level, Dustin level, but in the sense of actually having an impact player in Detroit since Grant Hill. Again, the Grant Hill trade was perfect to get Ben Wallace and move some other things around like that, but it's certainly been a while. And it's nice to actually have a situation where the players are good and you have some hope in there and optimism. But I think, again, they're going to be smart to know that it's his show and to have somebody like that come in and be able to do some damage. I think he could play a nice off guard with them, but it's about development. In my humble opinion, it's going to be one of those situations where the Pistons might want some other things to happen as to, get a closer push to the playoffs. I think they're going to be in close to the same similar spot that they were next year right now, looking at a top 5 to top 10. It's going to be at least one more year rebuilding. And again, I know the doldrums of Detroit, everyone's saying, oh, it's always like that, but it's the truth. The Red Wings are really the only team right now that kind of has that future to make the playoffs push. Probably one more year for the Pistons, and then all systems go. And I'm not talking about playing playoffs. I'm talking about making the playoffs and not having to worry about the other stuff. Because playing is just another way for the NBA to make more money. I don't know if I necessarily like all that stuff. It worked out for the New Orleans Pelicans, but I want to actually get into the playoffs. So we're going to get set here for the second period momentarily as they're talking about Andre Vasilevsky. I'm going to get my lines and everything else in front of me. This has been a really pretty well-played game so far. Again, Tampa's had some of the better of the chances. It is 10-6 on the shot board in favor of Florida. So there's not been a lot to go around in terms of offense in the sense of it, but for deflections and some chances in front, they're showing Eric Chernak now. He got a high stick in front. There was a puck that went off the face of Chernak. We'll see if Sergachev is okay. We'll try to get some more appropriations as far as news when the game is closer to beginning here, when we get a word. So back into the official action as the faceoff is won there by the Tampa Bay Lightning, picked up now by Ryan McDonough. He is going to hold for an extremely long time right now as there's already 20 seconds off of the opening of the middle stanza and passed in deeply there for Brandon Hagel. So the third line forwards are out there right now for Tampa. to try to jumpstart some things on a forecheck side and an offside entry against Lusterainen and Andrew Burnett's squad. It's going to be a neutral zone draw here. With 19:31 left to go in the second period, is really just underway. It's 10-6, Florida with a shot board advantage. Tampa victimized by a couple of high sticks, maybe some stuff that was not called. The refs are letting them play. It looks like Eric Chernak is back on the bench after getting some repairs. And another one of the players, after taking a puck to the face, is okay right now. Neutral zone draw. Mixed in between the sticks, bodies hit the floor, and Alex Killorn gets this one back down deep as this goes to Lindell. Lindell plays this one down 25 hits to 20 in favor of the Panthers. Picked back up now by Nick Paul. Nick Paul going to let this one go, and Bobrovsky is going to make a stop with the right pad. Now this goes back to Killorn, and another save by Bobrovsky. This one courtesy of the glove as he robbed Alex Killorn pretty close to the slot near the left faceoff dot there. The first one was shot right in. Sam Bennett was doubled. He couldn't get it out, and Killorn, nice drop pass and setup there back for Bogosian off of a retrieval there with the help of Nick Paul, and Bobrovsky made a second save. Florida trying to get this out of their own defensive zone now. They're down just one. 18:50 left to go in the second period. Hedman trying to keep this alive off the backhand. Florida trying to do some work. This is Ekblad with a shot. Gets pinballed off by Tampa. Picked back up and hit around the kick plate. It goes wide of Vasilevsky. Ekblad now. Stamkos now in there with Hedman. Trying to retrieve Ekblad. Now Uyghur, his normal defensive partner. Crisscross there for Barkov around the blue line. Trying to keep this in. He does off the backhand. This finds Giroux. He lets the shot go. It bounces off toward the red line. This is still alive on the blue line side. Toward the right faceoff dot. Fluttered and stopped 5-hole by Vasilevsky. And Vasilevsky can clear this one down. This goes across the red line. Ekblad trying to get an entry. Cut off there by Tampa. This hits the goal stick of Bobrovsky and picked up now by Florida. Ekblad tries to play this one now for Sam Bennett. And this finds the Tampa defense in Ryan McDonough, where they can start with Alex Killorn. Across the red line, Killorn picks this one back up and gives it to McDonough with Cernak across to his partner. Chernak lost it, picked up by Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, former Vegas Golden Knight. And now there is going to be a tripping call. This one might go against the Florida Panthers for tripping Pierre-Edouard Bellemare. Stamkos returns back in from going into the room. Let's see what happened with Stamkos on the Sportsnet feed. Man, he took a shot block that was near the giblets, so to speak, and he was hobbling. He made a great play to try to knock that puck out. He's getting a little bit of another shot block that went off the leg. He is back in, coming in from the players' bench. Nice hard work there. And excuse me, I think this is going to be Bellemare for tripping Aaron Ekblad. So this should be a Florida power play. They have yet to score a power play goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I believe they are close to the 0 for 21 range, 0%. That can only improve, only one way but up from right now. Ekblad, and behind his own goal cage, tries to look for a breakout. This is Sam Reinhart. Ekblad is going to leave this one back for Barkov and Huberdeau. Giroux gets this one off the backhand. Picked back up. Ekblad has this toward the blue line. Going to leave this one for Giroux. Now back to Ekblad as they play crisscross. Slammed on and saved with a glove by Andre Vasilevsky. 1:27 left to go on the Florida Panthers power play. Great puck movement there from Barkov to Ekblad. Giroux screen out in front. Vasilevsky made the save. It was one of those situations as they're showing playoffs there for the Panthers against the Montreal Canadiens being able to just do some damage. But if you get a screen in front of Andre Vasilevsky, they say that he can look human. And I think that's only about as human as a robot can possibly look. If you're still in that heavy 900s save percentage, still doing a great job. The Tampa Bay penalty kill is above 87%. Cirelli kicked out of the draw right now. So it's going to be Alex Killorn, winger turned to face-off man right now. Again, if you get kicked off, it's an automatic penalty. on the Tampa side. It's scrummed in between a bunch of skates. Falls back to Florida. Holding, looking for a screen. Vasilevsky down, made the first save. Kept across the blue line before going out. Ekblad holding, gives this one back. Udis lets it go. Stopped there by the Tampa defense and cleared down the ice where it finds Bobrovsky. Power play was 0 for 3 for the Florida Panthers with 6 shots in game 1, trying to score on their first attempt here. 55 seconds left to go on the Florida Panthers power play. Panthers have to turn back around. This is Carter Verhaeghe now. Verhaeghe trying to turn on the Jets, lost it there. Andre Palat, beautiful defense to get back. Tampa trying to support. A 4-on-2 here for Florida. Pass in front for Declare, but it goes wide and onto the zone. As this is Brandon Montour now across the blue line in his own end. Florida really backpedaling now, and they're getting some secondary power play line as Patrick Hornquist, former Pittsburgh Penguin, checks in. Anthony Duclair off the backhand side, leaves it from Sam Bennett, kept inside by Montour. Bennett has it now. Montour wants the slapper. He faked it, holding toward the blue line, gives it toward the left faceoff dot. Try to throw it out in front and find Sam Bennett toward the right faceoff dot. Back to Montour. Montour holds, gives it back to Bennett, trying to crisscross that pass. Intercepted nicely there by Andre Palat. It's about the fourth time that I've said that, as it's icing on the other end. So just as the power play expired, Tampa Bay cannot change lines. They have iced the puck. But Andre Palat has been exceptional in this game right now. Good 200-foot game on both sides, on offense, on defense, to be able to try to break up as many plays as possible. He has done so. And that is a big reason why, again, early still in the second period with 15:37 left, that Tampa is up 1-0, not just because of the Corey Perry goal. It's been some great defense on the Lightning side. So Belmar back onto the bench, out of the box, and now trying to get this faceoff draw. He does. Chernak gets hit pretty hard. Palat flutters this one down. Nice glove hand down there by Belmar to get this one back out as he tried to find Nick Paul. This goes across the red line here for Victor Hedman. Victor Hedman now plays this across the backhand side, leaves it there, almost lost by Sergachev, played off of Vasilevsky. This finds the left side blue line toward the left side faceoff dot. It is a circle in front across the blue line. Picked up now by Verhaeghe. He's spinning around and he got hit pretty hard there by McDonough as he laid the body down. Hedman couldn't get it out. It's fluttered in through for Verhaeghe, still toward that left faceoff dot. Now toward the blue line side, Mackenzie Weegar lets a shot go, and it just misses the cage of Vasilevsky toward that right post. Weegar keeps this in alive right now. Tried to spin this one off for Belmar. Weegar tries to pick it up back, and Montour can get this one back down from Bobrovsky and reset this thing one more time as Mackenzie Weegar now winning him toward the back end of defense. Again, he's going to be the support as Patrick Hornquist will chip up in right now. This is Nola Chari. Somebody lost his stick and got tangled up on the Florida side. The FLA Live Arena crowd wants a penalty. Here comes Tampa Bay off the other side as Zach Pogosian let a shot go as he was racing down the right wing. Stamkos back on the ice now as this falls back to Jan Ruda across the red line. He's going to chip and chase this one. Anthony Cirelli trying to give some effort. And now this is going to be a race that's going to be won by the Tampa Bay Lightning. They wanted an icing call. They were not going to get one, though, as this is Chernak with Bogosian. Bogosian wires this one down the ice. Picked up now by Ben Sherratt. Sherratt holding. He's going to give this one now to Carter Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe's going to play this one for Achari. He lets a shot go, stopped by the right pad of Vasilevsky. This is still in toward the left faceoff dot as this is chipped in. Spinning around is Killorn. Kel Foot trying to get around that broken twig that's behind the net. That could spell problems in behind the cage of Vasilevsky if there is a fortuitous puck bounce in favor of the Panthers. Mikhail Sergachev pinballs this one nicely. Nick Paul turning on the Jets. He's out there with Alex Killorn right now off the forecheck. It is loose through, picked up by the Lightning. They try to play this across the goal crease of Vasilevsky. And now this finds the Florida Panthers. Achari spins and checks up inside that blue line. He gets knocked off the puck. Does Alexander Barkov. picked up. Forsling tried to leave this one for Sherratt. It goes wide and picked up by Alex Killorn. 12:35 left to go in the second period of action. It is right to left for the Florida Panthers and left to right for the Tampa Bay Lightning, as there was a nice looking hip check in toward the right side boards there that Florida was able to deliver there. Nice steal there for Alex Killorn. And he played that puck out in front, and Bobrovsky loved that one before Belmar could get another rebound to it. Good action on both sides. Anthony Duclair and Racco Gudas combined to have Chernak slam his face into the players' bench. 12:23 left to go in the second period. 1-0 Tampa, still with the lead.
Huron Tractor, the right choice. Visit HuronTractor.com today. Goldstein DiBiase Injury Lawyers have an excellent track record in helping people obtain long-term and CEP disability benefits. For a free consultation about your insurance rights, call or visit gdmlawyers.com.
At the Windsor Laser Eye Institute, our main objective is to deliver the most advanced technology, the best outcomes, and the safest environment for all our patients. That is our goal. Visit WLEI.com.
For anyone else that's checked out the stream or popped in and out, thank you very much for all of that. Again, should be getting a better microphone. I'm thinking getting a Yeti mic and stuff like that. So again, I'll have to do some work. This is the room here, but I'm going to have to do some work as far as some boards and everything else. But this is going to have to be where it's going to be broadcasted. There's not going to be so much to look at, but hopefully just getting the call and everything else will be enough. And chatting with everything else will be enough as well. So great call here from Sportsnet on the side of it. So Vasilevsky again, 3 straight wins, 151 goals against, and a 949 save percentage. Just stopped 78 of the last 80 shots from Game 7 between the Maple Leafs and then Games 1 and 2 so far. We're in the middle of Game 2. This is John on here with you for a Eastern Conference semifinal for a smaller scale Battle of Florida. Tampa Bay right now has a 1-0 series edge. They're looking to take the first 2 games at FLA Live Arena before they return home to Amelie for the next 2. So Tampa Bay can really take a stranglehold on this one if they pull this one out against the Panthers. Again, this was probably the majority pick of a lot of you in the sense of the Florida Panthers, but do not count out the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. They're looking very strong right now. Huberdeau tried to play it in front of him. What a great back check there for Jan Ruda. And several times, I'm serious, several times, 3 or 4 times there, his bodies are hitting the floor. This is a drowning pool all over the place. Several times the back check has been available there for Tampa Bay to stop some great opportunities from Andrew Burnett's squad. And that is what you need right now. John Cooper has got to love the attention to detail. Yes, with the heavily skilled players that you got on the ice, some of these guys will get beat, but it's about keeping your positioning and keeping your edge and stopping, from making, just a couple of strides rather than 4 or 5 when you have no chance to be able to catch up. So this is going to be an icing, so it's going to go back the other way in the defensive zone of the Tampa Bay Lightning. So it's a big opportunity for Florida to be able to get an offensive zone draw. Let me give you some of those numbers here, by the way, as we're looking at that. I'm always curious, being the centerman side of the NHL game. That's what I love to do. It is 9-9 on the face-off, so it's pretty even on both sides. So good attention to detail on that too, and that is what you got to appreciate. You cannot lose those kind of draws. Now they're going to say it's a neutral zone draw. So still, it was lost by Andre Palat, so it's picked up now by the Florida Panthers. As we're getting close to the halfway mark of the second period, it's at 11:05 right now. Fake slap shot and an opportunity was bounced off toward the left of the goal cage of there of Bobrovsky as this goes past Andre Palat. Stamkos keeps this one alive. Chernak going to let it go into the screen, and this one is stopped and held by Bobrovsky. This was a shot on net. So the 11th for the Lightning. They have a goal on the power play courtesy of Corey Perry. They are 1-for-1 in that regard. Florida has still yet to score on the power play. And again, you know that because they don't even have a goal right now in this game. They're up 15-11 on the shot board, however, but they've not been able to solve Vasilevsky in between the pipes. But again, if it wasn't for a couple of series of back checks, as Chernak has some blood all over that jersey right now between that high stick, and hopefully he wasn't just recently missing a tooth. He's got that playoff hockey smile that you see right now during all this time of year. So this is Alex Killorn, and on the draw here for the Tampa Bay Lightning as opposed to Listerainen. And Killorn wins this one clean. He tries to backhand this one, stopped by Bobrovsky, picked up now by the Panthers as they'll try to flutter this one out. Expertly batted out of the air by Chernak, and Patrick Maroon is going to take his backhand in where this finds the goal crease and goal stick of Sergei Bobrovsky. Florida desperately trying to get this out of their defensive zone right now. They get this across the red line. Ben Chiarot lets the shot go. And a casual glove save. And now we have a meeting in toward the right post. Lomberg, Hornquist, Cal Foot. There is a helmet that's come off. An immediate face wash after the shot attempt was gloved. Rako Gudas, his helmet got knocked right off. And Chernak wanted a piece of him. He might have been the guilty party. That was a piece of that high stick. But after that casual glove save from Vasilevsky, there was a meeting of the minds there and some pleasantries exchanged. So, again, 1-0 is still your score. Things were getting a little bit auspicious there with Rako Gudas. Patrick Maroon and Lindell also sharing some words. Maroon has a big smile on his face, and so does Gudas. I don't know just yet if they're going to be just deliberating these guys back into the players' bench or a box. I'll click on the ESPN box score just as less. So Gudas is in there, Maroon is in there, Belmar is in there as well. Maroon gets his head pushed back by Gudas. Not going to be any penalty calls here, so the Zebras stepped in just in time before things got a little bit out of control. But again, 28 hits for Rako Gudas, 4 tonight in the 2022 Stanley Cup playoffs. So the physicality for the Florida Panthers with Ben Chiarot, Rako Gudas with the trade for Chiarot, bringing in Claude Giroux. They're trying to just make themselves better in every way possible. Yes, Frank Vatrano was a loss that Florida had to take the rifle. Frank Vatrano with an excellent shot. He is no longer there, but trying to get Claude Giroux his first Stanley Cup since coming over from the Philadelphia Flyers. So Mackenzie Weegar gets in this offensive zone a little too quickly, and it's going to be an offsides call against the Cats. So we're going to go back into the neutral zone. Florida 16-12 shot advantage on the board with 10:23 left to go in the second period. John here with you from FLA Live Arena in Sunrise, Florida. This is game 2 of the Eastern Conference semifinals between the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay opened up a can a little bit, but it was a courtesy of the Florida penalty killers giving up too much and not being able to close off the power play. 3 power play goals and a 4-1 win in game 1 for the Lightning. And right now they have a 1-0 lead as we've officially hit the halfway point of the second period. Ross Colton being held off there nicely there by Ben Chiarot. Ben Chiarot closes this one down. Victor Hedman trying to beat Barkov to the puck. He can't do it. Victor Hedman now joined in there by Chernak. Where's the puck now? It's in between a bunch of skates. Big time cross check there for Achari to knock that one loose. Bodies are hitting everywhere. Barkov is falling down. Claude Giroux is also in there as well. And now we officially have a penalty called. This one may be going against the Lightning here as they touched up and the whistle was immediately blown. I will get you the official call here momentarily. So it looked like Victor Hedman was knocked down. So this one is going to be Pierre-Edouard Belmar to the box, 2 minutes for tripping Aaron Ekblad. So it is going to be a Florida power play when we come back. No, again, that's a little too early. Let's get it all settled when we come back. There is going to be a power play, though.
very live dealers like poker, roulette, blackjack. What he said. Add some award-winning customer service and Mom. Hi, it's Mom. Just saying when I'll be home for dinner. I'm not busy. Oh, we look tired. Oh, who's your friend? Bye, Mom. That Rivers Casino app. It's a whole new game.
Thank you for anyone that pops in and leaves a like on the stream. I really appreciate it. Again, hopefully throughout the weekend we'll be able to get a little bit better mic for you. See how the Yeti one will work, but still using this one to do the video side of it. So I'm going to still have to use this recorder on the Colorcast side of the phone when I'm doing the stuff with Cooper Hopkins to get that immediately put over. But should be a good time there, and as long as there isn't any audio interference from getting a secondary mic, it should be getting a little bit better here as we get a little bit closer to the week into the conference finals on both sports and into the NBA finals.
They're around it, but it's not good enough yet. And a big time power play opportunity again for the Panthers. Bruno, Markov, wonderful years for the franchise. Both out there. They got to break through this somehow.
So we're officially getting back into the action now. Victor Hedman, 2 minutes for holding the stick of Claude Giroux. The Florida power play is 0 for 1 tonight. They've had just one shot. They're back in their own end now, trying to reset this thing. As this is going to be Aaron Ekblad holding off of the L2 there with a nice half spin. Aaron Ekblad trying to pick this one up now. Jonathan Huberdeau gets it knocked away. Again, the Florida Panthers power play in the Stanley Cup playoffs right now is a 0%. They have yet to score in their first series or in this game. So anywhere to go but up. And right now you would think between Barkov, Huberdeau, Duclair, Reinhart, Giroux, anyone else you want to mix in there with Aaron Ekblad, this power play is going to be a hell of a lot better than it's been. Alex Killorn, shorthanded attempt. And Bobrovsky, it was bleeding through the 5-hole. He spun back. He made the glove save and he held. That was a dangerous shorthanded opportunity. A pinballing puck. It was won there by McDonough and off the own end. Chernak trying to let this one go. And a chance there for Killorn just before it crossed the red line. So big time save there by Bobrovsky. And now we'll see if Florida Panthers can really get their power play started. They got to win this defensive zone draw. They do. So now Aaron Ekblad is going to elect to take this one out. We're going to leave this here for Sam Bennett. Giroux now to Ekblad. Knocked up the middle now, as this is around the goal crease of Vasilevsky. Florida's got it with Jonathan Huberdeau. He plays this one now for Barkov toward that left faceoff line. He leaves it there for Huberdeau, and this goes back across the red line. So Florida has not been able to get started here. Giroux leaves it now for Huberdeau. Slap shot there, stopped in front nicely by a host of Lightning defenders. I think I'm going to bounce off Chernak. Picked up now by Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe trying to spin with Reinhart. This is in at the blue line side. Ekblad holding. Giroux toward the right faceoff dot. He wants to leave a pass back there for Ekblad. He does. Giroux still holding. Shoots to the screen. He missed the left side, short side of the post. Barkov, Huberdeau, and now Giroux. Giroux still holding toward the right faceoff dot. The power play is down to 10 seconds. A lot of window dressing here for the Panthers. Nick Paul can't get it out, though. Reinhart has this one spin Paul. The pass is too hard. It's kept in the zone now. The power play is going to expire, but Verhaeghe still got it. And now Tampa can get this one down. And the player that just came out of the box was Victor Hedman. He touched it. And now the refs are going to call something. I believe this is going to be a neutral zone draw. No penalties or anything like that to behold at this point. So Florida's power play has not done enough. Again, 0 is not what you want to have, but when you have those type of offensive tools, and we'll talk about this a little bit more in the second intermission. I'll give you a little bit more of the regular season totals here. Again, it's just me, no one else on the call here today. Cooper Hopkins and I probably next week will get a little bit later in the Battle of Alberta and hook up again. That was such a fun call the other night. It was 9-6 Calgary with 15 goals on the board. This game has gone much faster again because we just have one goal on the board. Paul gets this one back in behind the goal cage of Bobrovsky, and Chernak gets punished a little bit. This is picked up now by Florida. They're trying to break out, but it's a 4-on-3. Florida trying to let this one go, and I think this goes up and on a play, so it's going to be a neutral zone draw. 7:05 left to go in the second period. Corey Perry's goal on the power play is still their only one in this contest right now. I'm not going to say low event, but I will say this. Tampa Bay's attention to detail on defense between the penalty kill or anything else that's been going on right now has been absolutely superb. So if it wasn't for the 12:06 mark tally that drew first blood for Corey Perry, as there's a little bit of blood cleanup there on Chernak's jersey because there's been a couple high sticks here. So it was Perry on the power play from Stamkos and Hedman, and that's the only goal that we got right now. Bennett hit down pretty hard behind the own net as this is behind Vasilevsky's goal cage. Just across the red line now. Tampa trying to get this out with Alex Killorn. Nick Paul trying to race there with Nikita Kucherov. So Nick Paul, you see a little bit of a promotion. He's been really, really good since coming over from the Ottawa Senators. Trying to play that one amongst his knees was Killorn. And now a breakout here for Brandon Montour. Montour toward the right wing side. Tried to look in front of the slot and pinball this thing, hopefully invert and bounce it in. He couldn't do it. Alex Killorn across the red line. He hits us across the right kick plate. And Tampa's going to take some wholesale line changes. We're down to 6:15 left to go in the second period. Vasilevsky plays this calmly from his goal crease. Nice outlet there for Hedman. Hedman now with Brandon Hagel. Off the backhand, trying to drive off the backhand and center it out in front, but a nice cutoff there for Racco Gudis. And he hit the body down pretty hard there. Victor Hedman collides together, all 6'5" there with Ben Sherratt. Still in the defensive zone. Corey Perry's going to slap shot this one in and get blocked. Now here come the Lightning. Corey Perry trying to find this one from Hagel. Centered it out in front. It's loose. Stopped by Bobrovsky. Tampa's got this toward the left faceoff dot now. This is Ryan McDonough. Ryan McDonough skating in toward the blue line. Lets it go into the screen, and it's stopped. It's going to be a delayed penalty against the Florida Panthers. This could be the guilty party of Racco Gudis. It is a cross check, yes, big time. Racco Gudis on Brandon Hagel. About as easy as you like. Tampa Bay is going to get their second power play of the contest when we return. So Tampa Bay, as we've said, they're going to be going on the power play when we return. It's Racco Gudis with a cross check. It was pretty blatant. It was right on the front against Brandon Hagel. That one had to hurt. You think Red Wings fan for me from a long time ago, Thomas Holmstrom, he played that price in front of that net. And Racco Gudis got that stick up high. That's going to be another power play opportunity here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They've already scored once.
Introducing Tim's new loaded wraps. Each loaded wrap is packed with juicy grains, your choice of slow-cooked or crispy seasoned chicken, and a flavorful habanero or cilantro lime sauce. Deliciously satisfying. New Tim's loaded wraps. Try one today.
With CIBC Aventura, you'll earn over $1,200 in value when you join, including your first annual fee on us. For all your future travel ambitions, CIBC Aventura. Apply now.
I'm going to show you how the Tampa can really draw you in. And also pressure. Look at Perry here. This is a 1-on-2. Gudis goes for a hit check. This is the check. That creates the first chance. Now it creates some time. And guess who gets the penalty right in front? Gudis being over-aggressive on the cross check. All because of a start in the neutral zone where the Panthers are trying to...
So it was a buzz there for the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's created another power play opportunity. Racco Gudis going in the box. 2-minute minor for cross-check and Brandon Hagel. Cirelli, Stamkos, Kucherov, Perry, and Hedman on the ice right now. This goes to Hedman. Back to Perry. He's in between the face-off circles now. Hedman holding one more time. He's at the blue line side. He's kept it in. He's being patient right now as he finds Nikita Kucherov toward the right face-off dot. Trying to center it out in front for Perry from Stamkos. And it went wide, picked up by Perry, though. Here is Nikita Kucherov. He lets the wrister go, and it's stopped and swallowed up by Sergei Bobrovsky. That was a nice-looking shot through a screen. Sergei Bobrovsky answered the bell. That could have been a 10-bell save at this point in time in the game. Look, there's not been as many chances. Again, you're not going to get the same kind of testament in the Battle of Alberta that we had last night. This is more of a subdued playoff game in terms of what I would like to see as far as defense and attention to detail. But the screen in front, that was a good look there, a good design for John Cooper's team and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Win this offensive zone draw, as they did, but it went across the blue line, so Hedman's going to go all the way back to pick this one up. A minute 20 is going to be left to go by the time they get into the neutral zone on the power play here for the Lightning. Resetting here with Nikita Kucherov. He enters that blue line. Try to leave it there for Perry, now to Hedman. Spinning around, Stamkos. And this is a chance here. Huberdeau, but Vasilevsky alertly came out of his goal crease just to be able to play that puck before Jonathan Huberdeau was trying to make some magic happen. Corey Perry, Stamkos, holding, lets the shot go. I think Bobrovsky might have got a piece of it. This stays in the zone. This is picked up by Nikita Kucherov. He's crossing the line in the slot. Stopped there by Bobrovsky one more time. This is Corey Perry. Now it's lost. Noel Acciari working on the penalty kill. He's going to try to kill some time. It's a 1-on-3. Acciari gets it in deep. He's still with this thing right now. But Victor Hedman finally plays this one off the kick plate to Andre Palat in his own end. Palat going to skate in through the neutral zone across the Cats logo. He tried to bank it there. He thought one of his other forwards was going to go back there, pick this one up, and a little bit of a miscommunication as Tampa has to go all the way back in their own end with Mikhail Sergachev and start anew. 15 seconds left to go on the power play. Stamkos with Alex Killorn. Alex Killorn will chip and chase this one with Nick Paul. This goes back there to Ross Colton. Colton finds Paul. Colton try to get to this one more time, and the Tampa Bay power play is going to expire. Florida trying to play something across for Aaron Ekblad. He wanted to play the puck off his skate to his stick, but he just couldn't do it. Down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the second period of this low-scoring affair. Picked up now by Tampa. Nick Paul across the left faceoff dot, held there nicely by Ben Chiarot off the dive to hold position. Still bounced around the kick plate. Ryan McDonough leaves it back toward Chernak. Lets the slap shot go for Kucherov. It goes wide. Played through the blue paint. Picked up now by Tampa in the offensive zone. Left nicely there. Stamkos with a wrist shot. And it goes off the stick and up and on a play of Sam Reinhart. 2:58 left to go in the second period. John on here with you from FLA Live Arena in Sunrise, Florida. This is game 2 of the Eastern Conference semifinals of the Battle of Florida. Tampa Bay has a 1-0 series lead. The shot board is getting closer to even as Tampa is looking to make a little bit more of a pressure here, but they just feel pretty confident in where they're at right now. Again, they have a long way to go as far as this game is concerned. It's been dead even on the face-off side of things, 14-14, as this is a chance here for Anthony Cirelli and Steven Stamkos. So this is Stamkos and Barkov. Stamkos wins the draw. McDonough plays this one for Chernak. This goes back to Stamkos. Chernak lets the slap shot go, blocked out front by Florida. And Chiarot. Weegar also in there to get a piece of it. Florida, Mackenzie Weegar played down with a glove here. This is Jonathan Huberdeau looking for that cross pass. Wrist shot right on, stopped by Andre Vasilevsky. The big cat stops the Cats from getting on the board. And it's going to be a half commercial break here on CBC as they're getting a little bit of an ad-to-ad here with 2:31 left to go in the second period of the contest. It is still a Corey Perry power play goal that has been the only blood marker so far that has stood. 1-0 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Verhaeghe with an opportunity as well. So again, between Verhaeghe, Anthony Duclair, Barkov, Giroux, Jonathan Huberdeau, everybody's been pretty solid. Nick Paul has been excellent on faceoffs. He is now 9 of 14 as Tampa has possession. This is Gustav Forsling. He's going to leave it now for his defensive partner, and Rocco Gudis. Forsling going to play this one more time for Barkov. Barkov trying to whistle his way through. He waves his way in through the bowling pins. Picked up now by Claude Giroux. He's done some active work in behind the cage of Vasilevsky as we hit the 2-minute mark left to go in the second period. Mackenzie Weegar, assistant captain, gets this down the ice as Claude Giroux plays it nicely. Huberdeau waiting in for a screen. It bleeds. It goes in. The Cats make it 1-1. It's a puck that Vasilevsky should have been able to corral. He could not. Florida has made them pay. And sometimes you just want to get a shot on net and see what happens. That looked to be the case right now as Florida ties this one up 1-1. Ito Luosterainen on the fourth line will get the game time goal with 1:53 left to go in the second period. It was a simple entry off a back pass, a slap shot. It bled through the 5-hole of Vasilevsky. I want to take a second look to see if that was tipped. No, it was not. It just bled right through the 5-hole of Vasilevsky. So, that's one that he knows that he's got to have. Florida hasn't had much going on as far as their offensive pressure. A faceoff win off the goal, and immediately this is in the Tampa defensive zone as this is played by Mikhail Sergachev. Anthony Cirelli now. McDonough trying to get around the check. It was Forsling and Giroux on the assist from a Luosterainen goal. It's made it 1-1 now as the FLA Live Arena crowd is getting hyped in Sunrise, Florida. 1:20 left to go in the second period as Florida has just tied it. They're trying to even this series at 1 game apiece. This is back in. Kel Foot gets hit hard there by Gudis. He has unrelented as far as that body work. One more for Bennett. It's loose out in front. They're trying to pressure Vasilevsky. He's sandwiched in between the pipes. They're trying to push away as Belmar to give Vasilevsky some space. And now Hagel plays this off the kick play. Great move there for Kucherov to be able to weave through the bowling pins. This finds Florida as we're down to a minute left to go in the second period of this. Now all of a sudden, back to even contest here with Ito Luosterainen. And now is Kucherov going to go to the box for clearing the puck over the glass? He is. Florida has an opportunity once again, and don't tell me if you get tired of hearing this. I'm going to keep saying it until it happens. Florida has not scored a power play goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Andrew Burnett is screaming at his team right now, telling them to come together and get their lines all squared away. Tampa has their lines all squared away. Anthony Duclair is going to be out there right now. John Cooper, he's got a calm-looking demeanor on his face right now as he's looking with Jonathan Huberdeau on the other side. So Barkov will be here on the draw. It's a 2-minute power play. Nikita Kucherov is guilty for clearing the puck over the glass. Lightning win another defensive zone draw. That is one of those ones that is big time right now to be able to kill any type of power play. And this is with Barkov. Calmly across that blue line, he leaves it back to the defensive partner, and they can set with Aaron Ekblad. Aaron Ekblad has been the point man, the quarterback. 2-on-1 developing. Nick Paul, shot stopped by Bobrovsky toward the left side post off the short-handed chance. Florida trying to make something happen in the last 10 seconds. Anthony Duclair toward the right face-off dot. Shot, move. Duclair, what a save by Vasilevsky with the glove. 5 seconds left to go. One more chance here for Florida. Barkov shoots, stopped, and it goes through the blue paint, and it ends the second period. 1-1 is your score. Vasilevsky with a couple big-time saves to end the second period, keep the score knotted at 1. We're going to have a lot to talk about here when we begin the third period. If there's anyone else in the chat section or anything else, we can interact as it goes along. But if not, I'll be back for third period action. Stay tuned. So we just hit the intermission. I appreciate anyone else who's checked in. It's Luosterainen tying the game for the Panthers.
shocks, rugged 33-inch tires, and front and rear electronic locking differentials. Damn, this is awesome. We should get back to work. If you're going to work from home, find new workspaces, find new roads. Chevrolet.
That's in 20 minutes. You let me lose my game tonight, right? Hey, sorry I'm late. That was crazy today. Oh, I know. Crazy.
Yep, that's a Jacksonville moment.
What's new? What's breaking? What's really going on? CBC all the news live. Weeknight starting at 5. In an epic competition of miniature proportions. Make it mini. Who doesn't like weddings? Go time or go home. Who will be crowned the ultimate title of Best in Miniature?
The Stanley Cup playoffs. Rangers face an uphill battle as Carolina rallies to take the series opener. Game 1 was an instant classic. Waited 31 years. What drama was the Battle of Alberta provided Game 2? Tomorrow, a pair of Game 2. Rangers, Kings, Oilers, Blake, Hockey Central on Sportsnet.
Lemons. Lemons. Look how nice they are. The moment you become an expedient, you can instantly stop sticking in your troubles. So you can go and see the most lovely lemons in the water. And never wonder if you look a good deal. Because you did.
Let's get you clean before stretching. Quick. Look at yourself. I got you, buddy. You've got to be sure. Switch to Tide Pods. Marvel Studios, Doctor Strange, and Multiverse of Madness. So years.
All right, welcome back. Just looking at shots, you guys. Florida Panthers, let's see. Carter 89, and that's not good. Jonathan Huber 1, and these are two of the big guns that they're relying on. However, it's a huge goal that gets them back in it. So Serena and welcome with Kevin. Justin Horns joining us tonight and Saturday, and Elliot Friedman. And Justin, the power play was the big topic. Over 23, it's finally starting to look good. What do you see?
Well, there's so much talent on this Florida team, and for whatever reason, confidence just fell down to me in the first game and the second game. Where they 0 for 23 in the postseason now, and a lot of that is represented in puck decisions, just how long guys are holding pucks and how quick they're getting rid of it. Just putting pucks to places where guys should be, but they're guessing, right? It's a confidence in when you start to get desperate, you're squeezing your stick. This is such a talented group, and we know what they can do. They had a great power play throughout most of the season. This year, this game, the issue's been on the entries where they just can't crack the Tampa Bay penalty kill. There was one good entry in that period. And so this has got to be the difference for a Florida team that if you don't score on the power play efficiently, you free up the Tampa Bay Lightning to play, I don't want to say dirty, but to play on the edge to Justin's 30. It's 30. They can. There's one good play at the end. There's a nice one for Florida where you see the puck move around well. I don't know if that opens up to see someone make a nice play like that. Is that something someone like a Joe Thornton could do? If they don't score, would they make a change to that top unit? Because, man, they just can't get it done right now.
Well, all my expertise on the power play has received two things. Number one, Patrick Hornquist. He's caused a lot of mayhem over the years on power plays. Does he get a shot with the first unit play? I am wondering about Joe Thornton. Is that something you think about to put in a power play situation? The other thing about Joe Thornton is, look, Florida can win this game, but they generally haven't had a lot of life in this series. I wonder if Joe Thornton in the game on the bench can give you a lift for one night that you could turn into a lift. I agree with you. I do think there has to be some personnel changes. I think you're just kind of beating a dead horse over and over again. They're not executing with the puck. Hornquist would be good, but he doesn't touch the puck. He's standing in front of the net. They have a real problem right now facilitating the puck around, and confidence is low. So get somebody else out there, give someone else a try, create some competition.
Over on the Tampa side, if they have an extra man on the ice all the time in their own zone.
Well, it's a little bit trial and error right now for Florida, and what we're seeing with Tampa Bay is they like to outnumber you down low, and that's kind of why you're not seeing a whole lot going on for Florida's overtime lines. And you see how quickly Tampa Bay will send 3 guys into this battle against 2, and the third player there for Florida probably told third man has to be above the 5, you can't tip it. But what you're doing is you're getting outnumbered, and this is what's happening. Tampa Bay is coming up with the puck, and so here's another example. You're actually going to see, again, you'll see 3 guys in, but you'll see the 2 Lakers from Tampa Bay also sag. This is essentially a 5-on-2. Who do you think's coming out of this puck? Obviously Tampa Bay. There it is, puck's out of the end, out of the zone again. So a little bit of an adjustment at the end of the period. This was 1 minute and 20 left, and you're going to see how quickly Florida's going to get 3 involved in the forecheck. Here, Bennett's coming in, creates the turnover, takes the puck in the next scoring chip. That's the only way you're going to get the puck back against Tampa Bay, by getting 3 forwards.
Okay, so Tampa Bay, we know they're a high IQ team, and I got to set a note. There's one thing that they do well that just drives everybody crazy is the way they grab your sticks, and sometimes they're penalties, and sometimes they go you into penalties. And you know, Montour was shaking his head after this one. Here's Kawhi, who's one of the best at it. Like, he makes other teams go crazy. This is a legit penalty on Hedman. Cooper didn't want to call, but he's holding on to the stick. Hagel tries it here. He reaches for it. See, he doesn't get it, but he reaches for it here. And then, I guess the last one, you know, Game 7 against Toronto. I know the Maple Leafs
You're really doing this one, eh?
Killorn on Muzzin, and like I said, Killorn's got a great rep for it. I have heard, I got sent a note this morning, I have heard that teams like complain about this all the time. They say Tampa gets away with murder on these. They're very smart and they're very good.
Nobody likes getting shot, but here's Ryan McDonough, crowd the process.
Ryan, there came Florida push there late in the second period after time, and I'm wondering how you guys will go about resetting yourselves here in the end.
Oh, we're just going to get back to, coming on a little bit cleaner out of our zone and making sure we get that puck 200 feet. We'll see what happens when they don't get behind their D. They can sustain some pressure and create some decent time for us.
Sergachev takes the puck to the face, ditto for Chernak, both are still staying in the fight. Describe as the level of commitment we're seeing.
Yeah, we've seen it all year. Those 2 guys stepping in front of pucks.
Again, we are in the intermission. I'm going to go for a short bathroom break. I got all the notes and everything else typed up here for this game. Thankfully, it's not 9-6 like we had yesterday, but I will be here with you. And if again, if we go into OT, I'll be here with you all the way through and then give you the complete game story. So come back probably in about 5-10 minutes or so. I will be back on here, and we're going to start the third period.
Join the relief, the fast and soothing relief. Get effective relief with Pepto-Bismol liquid juice.
Welcome to the Subway Eat Fresh Refresh. Logo's on the other side, Mark. With new menu items like Maplewood smoked bacon and ham and smashed avocado and turkey. Was that lettuce? Subway Eat Fresh Refresh. Okay, cut.
You know what Amazon wants from Kids in the Hall?
Who are you people?
A funny show, but one that is free of targets, topical topics,
All a government conspiracy.
alarming edginess, or unsettling settings.
Back off, pig for that's how it gets done.
Hilarious.
With this other dealer, it's a single one. Kenny is the dealer, I'll be so much fun. Probably go right here since 86. And for 23 years, I've been a early hits. Kenny says, all that you can tell. Kenny says, our service means about. Kenny says, another time, you will find another dealer that will help you much.
Binge-worthy content.
You're still a hard sex bud? This guy really struggles and loves hard sex. Yeah.
Stories and reviews. Sometimes fresh one. Until early to make you feel good. Play your own voice on CBC Listen and wherever you get your podcasts.
Watch on CBC Gem and CBC News Network starting at 9, or on the CBC News app, the national, Canada's best national newscast, here for you during the hockey playoffs.
Hey there, I'm Andrew Chang. We will get you back to hockey in just a moment, but first, a look at what we're working on tonight for the National.
Today, we are ready to communicate an intention to prohibit the inclusion of products and services from high-risk vendors in our telecommunications system.
The government has banned Chinese telecom giant Huawei from Canada's 5G networks over national security concerns 3 years after it promised to make a decision. Canada was the last of the Five Eyes Intelligence Sharing Alliance to ban Huawei.
We're going to put the protective measures in place to cut the chain of transmission.
More cases of suspected monkeypox have been identified in the Montreal area, 17 now in total. Officials say the patients are isolated. During the playoffs, you can always find us on CBC News Network and CBC Gem every hour starting at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Commentators clothing provided by Jack Victor.
Welcome back to our second intermission, pointing to the game in Denver tonight. The St. Louis Blues, Colorado. There's your winner, Josh Manson. Dave's out in Edmonton working right now on what the Oilers can do with the Calgary Flames in their 9 goals. He had a great career. Look at that, though. Congratulations, Josh. There's Dan Murphy at Ball Arena to set up the game.
Ron, another scorching hot day in Denver. Avs looking to stay red hot in these playoffs. Jared Bednar would not reveal his starting lineup for his players this morning, but let's be honest, he's sticking with the same group, especially after learning that Samuel Girard would be good to go after blocking that shot late in Game 1. The only thing close in Game 1 was the score. You look at the numbers, and the Avs dominated. 29 more shots than the Blues, 21 more scoring chances. They got to the dangerous areas more. And puck possession was one-sided, to say the least. More than 5 minutes score in the offensive zone for the Avalanche. So why was this game close? Well, one player and one player only. Jordan Binnington picked up where he left off in the first round. They were just 5 goals in 3 games in the first round, but he took it to a whole other level in game number 1. He made a number of show-stopping saves. Finished with 51 saves on the night. From that perspective, only 2 goaltenders in Blues history have finished with more saves. So you know that the Blues are probably upset they wasted that performance. Might need another one because the Avs are looking for their 9th consecutive Game 2 victory in a playoff series, Ron.
They are rolling. Carter Ryan, St. Louis to brush with you, Dan, at Ball Arena in about an hour. John Bartlett, Greg Millen, and Kyle Dubaskus. Third period action of this fine game is
Are we Canadians just a bunch of yes people? Well, if by yes people you mean say yes to all of nights and all in days, then yes, we are. And with 70 calories, this is the beer we say yes to most ultra.
Introducing Tim's new loaded wraps. Each loaded wrap is packed with tasty grains, your choice of slow-cooked or crispy seasoned chicken, and a flavorful habanero or cilantro lime sauce. Deliciously satisfying. New Tim's loaded wraps. Try one today. Enterprise isn't just one of the world's largest transportation providers. We're a committed team, helping you get to what matters most. Your family, your livelihood, and your next adventure. Getting you there begins with our employees, who are motivated to make a difference for you every day. Around the world and around the corner, in neighborhoods like yours. Connecting you to all the places you love. That's Enterprise.
It's not how you fall, it's how you get back up. Goldstein DiBiase represents clients in all serious personal injury lawsuits with care. Trusted relationships through the entire legal process. Goldstein DiBiase. Call us first. 519-253-5242.
So I just went, he stops. You're not in fear of being at the front line? And I'm just like, no, I feel. The story needs to be told. We have to tell the story.
Follow the NHL on social media for behind-the-scenes coverage of the biggest moments, original content with your favorite players, and highlights from the best plays in hockey.
The Subway Eat Fresh Refresh. Logo's on the other side, Mark. With new menu items like Maplewood smoked bacon and ham and smashed avocado and turkey. Was that lettuce? Subway Eat Fresh Refresh. Okay, cut.
We are made for many nations. We push ourselves and others to the very edge of performance. Castle's Edge. Take your performance to the edge.
Introducing the all-new Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar. It combines shaving and gentle exfoliation into one efficient stroke for a shave as quick and easy as washing your face.
In Canada, we have a taste for cold. Like creamy cool Hershey's chocolate syrup, mixed with graham cracker crumble, and finished with marshmallow whipped topping for that delicious cold you crave. New Hershey's S'mores Ice Cap. It's time for tips.
All right.
Just like in game one, tied at one after 2 periods of play between the Lightning and the Panthers. Gorgeous night in Sunrise in Toronto. Steve Wash, 10 years as a quarterback in the NFL. Part of that time spent in Tampa. Also happened to be the uncle of the Lightning's Ryan McDonough. As a kid, he was no passing on the field before games back in Minnesota. He was in the building for game one, and he saw his nephew make this hit on Noel Acciari. Now, this one was called for interference. McDonough could not have stopped this hit. And he said Ryan actually played free safety in high school.
I'm going to open this back up I'll open this window back up again when there's a little less sound effects here on this side. I know it's a little warm in here today in Michigan. It's a little warm in the situation room up here with the color cast and the score and everything else like that. So looking forward to this third period, though. We got a tie contest, 1-1. So as we come back in to start the third period right now, the Florida power play is a little bit abbreviated, but it's still 1:05 left to go on the score clock as we are just underway to start the last stanza, unless the score is still tied. This goes back to Barkov right now. Barkov's going to try to weave his way in through the neutral zone. He's going to leave it there for Racco Gudis. Again, Andrew Burnett's probably going to do his best to move these lines. Huberdeau. Try to leave this for Gudis. Now Gudis toward the left faceoff dot. This gets spun around now. Huberdeau holding. Trying to make a pass across. Try to find Barkov. Barkov's going to have to go all the way back in his own end. So Barkov was playing the last D-man here for Florida, which was an interesting look on this part of the power play. So at least Burnett's trying to make some adjustments here with his squad. But again, we have the official number, and I'll get that to you once we get a stoppage at the end of it. We know it's still 0-4 if they don't score on this one right now. Lightning, Sergachev, Belmar try to get this one out, and now they finally do as Belmar, at least through the blue line side of things. Nice entry there for Anthony Duclair. 5 seconds left to go. Huberdeau, holding, waiting. Nice shot block there for Alex Killorn. It's loose in front of the blue paint. 3 shots for Florida there, but I don't know if any of them except one got there. Duclair's still holding, though. Cat's trying to keep this alive. Huberdeau spinning around. Nice work off the backhand, but Ekblad could not hold that blue line. And this is going to be ripped in across the red line, but it's going to find Mikhail Sergachev. So the Lightning can reset now after killing another penalty. And now an icing is going to be called. This is going to go against the Lightning. So I'm going to be taking a break tomorrow as far as game coverage, I believe, in the sense that I might have a Friday call here for you if it's going to be late. But more than likely, I will be back Saturday for another game in the Stanley Cup playoffs, or maybe even a conference final for the NBA, as we've got one on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Stamkos, one more time, is going back to the room. He's been taking a lot of shot blocks. He's going to get a lot of bandages, a lot of bruises at the end of this game, a lot of black and blue. Picked up now by Verhaeghe. Trying to send it out in front. Saved by Vasilevsky with the glove hand. Don't know how he saw that through the traffic. This finds Ben Sherratt now. Sherratt spinning and holding. He tried to leave this here for Bennett, but Bennett lost it and turned it over. Nikita Kucherov. Again, every time the Lightning have this one. It doesn't matter what end they are. They are just very, very calm with this puck and very poised. And everybody is very spaced out between left, center, and right on face-off dots and sides of the ice. 3-on-2 developing. Draw pass there. Let's it go. It's in between Vasilevsky's skates. And it stayed out for Hagee. Ekblad now. Forsling lets it go. It's in between the screen again, Vasilevsky with another huge stop as the net goes off its moorings. I was about to say that Tampa Bay's been very poised with it, but again, it was a nice breakout there for the Florida Panthers of 3-on-2. And Andre Vasilevsky, if you want shades of why this goalie is one of the best in the world, drop pass there for Bennett was it in between the legs of Vasilevsky and a stick from Patrick Hornquist. Instead of pushing it into the net, pushed it toward the right face-off dot. Stamkos is back in. They're going to show on the Sportsnet side how did Stamkos get banged down. He took a shot near the knees. And again, I hope it's not toward the midsection and toward the area you don't want to get hit in. Stamkos has been hit there many times, but again, that's why these guys wear a cup. Forsling lets that one go. Gudas trying to find it. He couldn't corral it. Loose out in front of the blue paint and held off the left post by Vasilevsky, but the Panthers have this one. The stick is down. Shot goes wide. Montour now trying to get in behind the cage. Florida all over the ice right now. This is the best they've looked early in this third. Tip out in front. Stopped by Vasilevsky. Picked up as Ross Colton gets it out. Fans want a penalty as one of the Panthers went down. Stamkos fighting his way through. Now he's cut across the hand. So the captain taking 3 shots into the midsection. Now holding on his hand, he's shaking it. He's roughing this one out. Stamkos, shot block hits him right in the glove hand. He has been an absolute warrior here for the Tampa Bay Lightning, no doubt about it. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it in any means. Then he got hooked. He was hit by Gudas again, and he's going back to the locker room for the 4th time this game. 5 shot blocks for Steven Stamkos. 2 times tonight. He's been cross-checked. He's been whacked. He's been hit in the areas you don't want to be hit in. But man, is he played fantastic for the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's what you want your captain to do. And what a resurgence here for Stamkos again, as he's had yet another season for over 100 points. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, first one to get to this one here for the Tampa Bay Lightning, former Vegas Golden Knight. He's joined in there by Ross Colton as Aaron Ekblad trying to get this out here for Florida as we get a Go Cats Go chant right now at the FLA Live Arena. Huberdeau, Barkov plays this across there for Anthony Duclair. Barkov's going to pick this one more time from the left face-off dot. Chiarot, Barkov holding, toe drag. Shot gets blocked there by Bellemare. Picked up now one more time by the Cats. And it goes to the big cat, Andre Vasilevsky, with a casual glove save. So the shot board is really starting to favor the Florida Panthers. 31-19. Tampa Bay's been hovering mostly before the first and second. But this is a push from Andrew Burnett's squad. Again, they're already down 1-0 in this series. This is game 2 of the Eastern Conference semifinal of a smaller Battle of Florida rather than the Battle of Alberta. But this has been a contest more toward my liking in the sense of there is just some normalcy here and not 15 goals on both sides. And again, when the score clock moves a lot faster because there's only 2 goals. Slap shot there, stopped by the Tampa Bay defense. Well, how many times I've said that one? The last shot attempt for Montour was well over 94 miles an hour. 12 shot blocks for Tampa, 11 for Florida. Picked up across the blue line now. Getting across the red line is Tampa as they elect to dump this one down. Corey Perry, first one to get to it, but Hornquist cuts him off. Sam Bennett now gets us across the red line and it's slap shotted in. Radko Gudas slash shot at 100 miles an hour on the clear. Try to leave for Verhaeghe, and this goes across the red line back to Gudas. Gudas is going to make the same play as this rattles around the kick plate now and goes toward the defense here of Jan Ruda down the ice. And this is going to be an icing call against the Lightning. So the Florida Panthers are going to get back for an offensive zone draw here where they got an shot at it. And Steven Stamkos, after his 5th time coming back from the locker room, back into the players' bench, he is back out there. And again, they're showing it on CBC Sportsnet as Brandon Hagel got roughed up now, and he's going to the locker room off a shot block. This one looks a little more serious as he's being helped off into the ice and Stamkos has just returned. So it has been a mash unit here for Tampa Bay, but the Warrior mentality of the playoffs is shown foretold here. Forsling has a shot let go there with the assist of Ekblad. Carter Verhaeghe still behind this one with Anthony Cirelli. Now in toward the left face-off dot. Goodis comes together there as he's done about 7 hits in this game. Let's go Florida chant right now in FLA Live Arena. Hornquist gets bounced off the puck there. Anthony Cirelli throwing his body weight around. Again, no Braden Point from the injury there early in Game 7 of the Toronto Maple Leafs series there. He hasn't been available for Games 1 and 2, so Cirelli's on that first line. Palat, the pass does not find him. This is still hemmed in the Cats' defensive zone right now. This goes back to Gustav Forsling. Spun off by Estel Lusterinen and bounced back to the defensive pairing of Forsling. And Lusterinen has this one now as he gives to Carter Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe tries to find Anthony Duclair. Racing a nice backhand move by Duclair, but it was 1-on-4, but he was almost able to keep with it. Verhaeghe gets it back. Duclair has it one more time. Cats keep this one in as Chirot fires it in between the screen, but it hit all the Lightning players before it even reached Vasilevsky. Nice body work there as Nick Paul is roughed up by Ben Chirot. Nice pickup there from the Montreal Canadiens. They got Ben Chirot. They got Claude Giroux. Here's a chance for Giroux. Slot shot gets blocked by Paul. Picked back up by Chirot one more time off the slap shot and goes wide. Nola Chari trying to get in on the forecheck, but this finds Tampa. We'll see if Tampa and Alex Killorn can get something. Nice shot block there for Verhaeghe on that side. So both teams playing excellent defense here in the third period. Kucherov holding off the toe drag, leaves it out in front. It's loose in between two players, and now bodies are everywhere. This is still in the blue paint, but Florida was able to find this one and get it across the red line, where this finds Ruda. Ruda now dumps this down across the red line, and Belmar was checked on that red line before the puck even could get to him. Now this is in the Florida defensive zone, where they can try to break this one out. This is a chance for Huberdeau. He lost it there. Barkov in on the forecheck. Huberdeau also joining in with a big hit. And Corey Perry can get this one with Ross Colton. Ross Colton is just going to take the change. They're all near the players' bench anyway. Again, Oilers Flames on Sportsnet's going to be upcoming tomorrow at 10:30 Eastern. There was 15 goals in that contest. There's just 2 right now. But this has been very, very exciting. Left it there for Montour. Montour trying to do some work toward that left faceoff dot as Andre Palat was in there. Verhaeghe still working this thing with Sam Bennett. Bennett trying to find Montour, but Tampa Bay able to get this one down. It's a 2-on-2. Cirelli, nice body work to try to keep that one alive. It is kept in along the blue line, but Tampa didn't know that. They went to go for a change instead. This could be a 3-on-2. Great move for Barkov through the toe drag. Picked up by Montour on the left faceoff dot as this now finds Mikhail Sergachev behind the net. All kinds of body checks being thrown down in this third period. This has looked like the first. Cirelli couldn't get the stick and couldn't get the puck because there was a nice bounce play and a lead there for Mackenzie Weegar to knock it loose. Now this is a chance for Sergachev and McDonough. McDonough hits this off the kick plate. Kucherov is going to race Ben Chirot. He's going to try to use that stick play to knock it loose. Kucherov got hit hard. He wanted the penalty call as he had his hands up in the air. But here comes Florida. Verhaeghe lost it. It is 62 shot attempts for Florida to Tampa Bay's 36. Big time hit there for Hornquist as he leveled Kucherov again. Jan Ruda. Killorn now. Killorn trying to spin it out in front. Looking for Nick Paul. Perry trying to look his way in front of the goal crease. McDonough's shot goes wide. McDonough's shot lasted 90 miles an hour. Lusterinen trying to get this across the red line. Intercepted nicely by Tampa. 3-on-2, and they might be calling an offside. There was something else they could have called, maybe a tripping or anything else. 11:06 left to go in the third period of this contest. We are tied at 1. The physicality is ramped up, and who is going to get the next go-ahead goal? That's the question with 11:16 left to go in the third. Cool.
You want me to draw ketchup?
First possession score. Let's go. Come on. Creative choice.
Bet mode activated.
Why is this thing so great? Hey, Dumb, move your bobblehead and get out of the way so my little friend here can root on his bet.
Listen, man.
Oh, don't listen, Lady Me, you piece of get out of here.
Better, little guy.
I'm actually not that sure.
Okay. I'm not walking through this bright portal thing again. I get migraines.
Behave yourself. We'll be eventually. As I said, I made to circumnavigate the globe in 80 days.
Hey guys, I appreciate anyone else checking in. I know it's not much to look at as far as all this stuff. I promise you the call has been pretty good so far in between both of these teams. It is a 1-1 score for the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers. I'm going to look to upgrade on this video camera side of it. Going to try to do that this weekend. So the physicality has definitely ramped up. We've seen players on both sides, but especially Tampa Bay in between. Chernak, Perry, Kucherov, McDonough go to the locker room, blood all over the ice, shot blocks, defensive intensity. This is the mirror opposite of everything else that we've had yesterday and with the Battle of Alberta and peroxide being poured on the jersey here of Eric Chernak. So a development here as the Tampa Bay Lightning will be going to a power play with 11 minutes left to go in the third period because there was a too many men minor. So 1 for 2 is the power play for the Tampa Bay Lightning. 3 shots. They got about a minute 35 left to go as they get the entry in. Kucherov bumped off the puck. Perry's going to leave this one for Hedman. Slap shot for Stamkos. It bounces right back to Kucherov. Somebody had to pay a heavy price there. Kucherov, right face-off dot. Hedman faked it. He was going to let it go. Stamkos one more time. What a get over there by Bobrovsky. Made the save in through the screen. And Tampa still gets another offensive zone draw. It is 32 shots on the shot board. It is 21 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. It was a couple opportunities for Stamkos right in that left face-off dot, right on the dot itself. Nice jump out in midair. Chance for Corey Perry off the screen. He got cross-checked by Radko Gudas. I've said that many times. Radko Gudas has been laying the pain now. He's been smacked down. Here comes the pain. Pick back up. Hedman near beautiful bounce pass Kucherov. It got bounced in through the sticks. Perry tried to find it as he made a dive in a bid to keep it in the zone. 11 power play goals in this 2022 playoffs is the most in the NHL right now in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Hedman gets this one across, trying to leave this here for Kucherov. He lost it. And now Corey Perry gets this across beautifully toward an unassigned Stamkos. Nobody picked him up. Kucherov. Tampa is going to be able to hold this one at the right side. And there is nobody there within a mile of Stamkos. Slap shot for Hedman. Catapulted around. Kucherov is just going to bounce this one expertly out of there to the open wing on Stamkos' side. Perry and Chernak tries to get this one back to Stamkos, but Florida finally gets to it, and it's cleared down the ice. 8 straight games without allowing a power play goal, which is good for the Florida Panthers, but they've yet to score a power play goal in the playoffs. It goes down deep to Palat. Palat tries to get to it as it played off the goal stick of Bobrovsky, now held there by McDonough. Still played in deep. This is Palat getting destroyed there. Kaloran as well. Screen out in front. The shot goes wide. Picked up by Nola Chari. Florida has killed the Tampa Bay power play. Tampa Bay is 1 for 3. It's loose out in front. Bobrovsky got hit by his own man. Florida trying to get this out of their own zone. And now they do as it's safe across the red line. There, Chernak. Nice look ahead there. Kaloran and Hagel. Paul teams up, tries to hit this one out of midair. Down to 8:45 left to go in the third period of this entertaining contest. Radko Gudas just going to take the change as he gets us across the red line. And now this finds the Tampa Bay Lightning and the big 6'5" Victor Hedman. Not going to be icing because it's going to bounce up and out of play. This should be a neutral zone draw. 8:37 left to go in the third period of this contest. Lots of action on both sides. They're showing Nikita Kucherov and Ben Sherratt teaming up there as Kucherov took the stick right out of his hands. Commercial break, 8:37 left in the third.
Old Spice moisturize for shea butter and sperm. The best. To the ultimate, you choose the big, bold, ultimate taste of ultimate chicken sausages and ultimate chicken hot dogs. Choose ultimate. Only from Maple Lodge Farms. Hey Siri, send $50 Liz for the dry cleaning. We're trying to receive the AirPods Pro at no cost. Every night is a new journey. Let the music guide your way. I'm Dario Williams. Follow me into the night on After Dark. Weeknights starting at 9 on CBC.
So both Florida and Tampa have had some opportunities on the power play. Tampa is 1 for 3. Florida is 0 for 3. They've been 0 for in this playoffs right now. And when we get the updated totals here from the third period, I can get this across to you, but they started 0 for 23, so another 0 for 24 on the power play in the Stanley Cup playoffs right now. But it is 1-1. This is a chance for the Florida Panthers right now. They need to be able to even this series. They cannot go down 0-2 and go back to Amalie Arena in Tampa and expect to have a great result. Could they come back and be the Cardiac Cats? Yes, they could from the regular season. But again, this is a whole different animal in the Tampa Bay Lightning, so you really can't hold your own on that and expect that to be the case. So 8:37 left to go in regulation. It is a 1-1 tie. Florida has a 32-20 advantage on the shot board. It was Esto Luosterainen with an even strength goal, and it was Corey Perry on the power play in the first period. Luosterainen in the second, late with a shot that beat 5-hole on the big cat, Andre Vasilevsky. Now down to 8:10 left to go in the third period. Vasilevsky comes out of the cage, plays it off. It bounces off McDonough, and the pass goes too far. It finds Brandon Montour as he gets this across the red line. It's stuck in between the blue line now, and it's on the Tampa Bay defense as they're going to look to settle this one down. So this is going to be McDonough and Bogosian right now, as this is with Ryan McDonough. McDonough now holding him toward the left face-off dot in his own end, losing for his defensive pairing partner, Zach Bogosian. He hits this one to Nikita Kucherov. It almost bounced in front of Bobrovsky, had to make a save, and now this goes back to Nikita. He's leaving this one in the slot, looking for a backhand into the screen. That was Cal Foote, and the shot got taken away. It's a 3-on-2. Nice back check there for Victor Hedman to negate anything Jonathan Huberdeau was going to be able to do. I've said that a lot for the Tampa Bay Lightning, but the shot blocks on both sides have just been nothing more than warrior-like. These teams are giving it all and sacrificing everything in this game. Much, much different from the game that I saw yesterday where it was a pinball machine light-up. This has been more of the Stanley Cup hockey that I am used to seeing. This goes back now to Victor Hedman, and he has this at the right face-off dot. He's going to hold and wait as we go down to 6:55 left to go in the third period. Again, Tampa Bay in white is going to be going left to right across the timeline, and the Florida Panthers right to left in red. Tampa has this in the offensive zone. This goes around the goal cage of Sergei Bobrovsky harmlessly, but it was picked up by Palat momentarily. It's a race for the puck here for Nola Chari as he's trying to get there. He gets cut off. Andre Palat is the first one to it as bodies collide and centered out in front there by Carter Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe now gets to them with Esto Luosterainen as Burnett has kind of switched some lines here, Andrew Burnett. Now this is in the offensive zone here for Florida, trying to make something happen with Ben Sherratt. Sherratt loses the puck, trying to get back to it, Brandon Montour, and now this goes back across the red line, and the icing is waved off. So Aaron Ekblad has this in behind the goal cage as we've hit the 6-minute mark of the third period. Are we going to have overtime is the question. This looks to be like one of those games, but still 6 minutes left. There's been a lot of sacrifice for time and space as far as getting the puck in any particular scoring situation. Corey Perry holding, trying to toe drag. What a beautiful cutoff there by Gudas. The shot hit Bobrovsky right in the face. That was Cal Foot with a slap shot opportunity. And now Florida has to go back in their own end to go retrieve this one. Carter Verhaeghe waiting on a 2-on-2 toward the left faceoff dot. Nice takeaway there by Tampa Bay to use that active stick check. Corey Perry dumps this in across the red line. It bounces off the glove of Bobrovsky, but it's safely behind the goal crease now. Estelle Luosterainen, the second period goal scorer in the final minute, gets bodied there by Eric Chernak. Trying to get spun around there by Mackenzie Weegar. Picked back up by Bennett there momentarily. This is held in. Weegar tries to find it, shot out in front, gets stopped through the traffic. Forsling finds it as he hits it around the kick plate. It's Tampa and Florida battling this thing now across the red line toward the left face-off dot. Kucherov awaiting to be the outlet break, and he does. He finds Victor Hedman. Tries to play this one back to Kucherov. Gets cut off, picked up by Hedman. Series of toe drags from the 6'5" beast defenseman. Throws it right on goal, looking for a tip. Centered out in front, and now Florida finds this thing. It goes back to Tampa. That was dangerous there for Alex Killorn, but they just couldn't find it with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Spinning is Anthony Cirelli. He's sitting on the first line once more because Braden Point, he got injured in Game 6. He was not available. He got injured in Game 7. Tampa Bay Lightning in the second period. He was not available for Game 1 and Game 2. Picked up one more time here by Tampa. Spun around by Killorn and left by Sergachev. Here's a chance for McDonough if they want it. They play catch here toward the blue line side. Slap shot for Palat, and Bobrovsky says no with a masterful glove save as he slides all the way over and robs Palat and keeps the score tied at 1. McDonough played a gorgeous look to Palat and a glove save just before it hit the top of the bar. Keeps it level with 4 minutes left. Come right back. It is 1-1. What's going on, boss? How are you doing, man? You know what, man? Between there was a lot of people picking the Florida Panthers. I wasn't one of those. I understand the love for the President's Trophy winners and all that, but you're not really going to deny Tampa Bay of that back-to-back-to-back. If the Florida Panthers don't win this game, Tampa Bay is going back home up 2-0, back to home ice at Amalie Arena. This has been a very good game on both sides in the sense of shot blocks. You've seen Steven Stamkos go back to the room about 5 different times. Chernak took a stick up in the face. Bogosian got hit. Both sides laying the body down. They're paying for the price. It's been a good contest on both sides. Very, very different from the Battle of Alberta that I called with Cooper Hopkins, the Calgary Flames superfan resident. He does the play-by-play on that. I usually do the color stuff. That was 15 goals. This is 2 goals. This is more like a Stanley Cup playoff game that I would expect, especially in a semifinal in the Battle of Florida. So the Lightning have the Panthers' number. They beat them in the playoffs last year, and I think this will be the same result this year. So the one thing I will say, I agree with you on that. There's been a lot of goals in the regular season series in between the two, but again, this is playoff time, and this is where Tampa Bay is at their best. Again, I know Steve Yzerman is now with the Red Wings, but Julien Brisebois has still done everything else as the GM of the Lightning to be able to keep all that stuff going. Those veteran minimum contracts, good work there from Ross Colton, a great trade there for Brandon Hagel. Alex Killorn has been very, very good. I wouldn't put it past the Bolts to get all the way to the Stanley Cup final. I'm not going to go ahead and lock that one down. Maybe Carolina might have something to say with it if Freddie Anderson comes back, but the Bolts can certainly definitely do this thing. I think they're going to beat the Lightning, but there's still a lot left to go. The Panthers are going to lose to the Lightning, but there's certainly a lot left to go here. So Palat, his shot gets blocked as we're back underneath the action. 3:50 left to go in the third period again. If we have overtime, I'm going to be here all the way through until the goal is scored and then have the complete coverage and play-by-play in the site below in the chat box. Florida trying to get this out of their own defensive end. Nice hold in there by Cirelli, looking for a screen there for Stamkos. He's been all over the ice as far as offense, defense, blocking shots, making plays, and he might actually be called for a penalty here. We're going to wait to see if there's going to be a delayed call. Steven Stamkos going to go into the box here for tripping at a critical moment in this game. For all the times that we've talked about, and again, I've brought up this number because it's held true, the Florida Panthers are 0 for 24 on the power play. This has to be the time to move some things around. And look, if whether it's 1-1 or whether it's 2-2, Andrew Brunette has to go into this locker room, going into Game 3, traveling just the short ride to Amelie. You got to make some changes on this power play if you don't get something going here. This is one of the best offensive teams that we have in the league. Look, I understand it's the Tampa Bay Lightning on the other end. Stamkos might have actually been called not just for the tripping, but playing the puck without a stick. But you got to make some changes if nothing happens here. It's Duclair, Huberdeau, Barkov, Reinhart, and Claude Giroux on the ice. Try to get catapulted down, and Victor Hedman could not clear. This is back in behind the goal cage looking for Reinhart. This finds Gudis, Barkov, and Giroux fired at one and went across the blue paint. It's just toward the blue line side, toward the left side. Barkov, he's been playing the D-man side with the extra forward, leaving for Huberdeau, trying to find Claude Giroux. Huberdeau spins, Barkov. Maybe he let one of these go instead of making a play. Huberdeau back to Barkov. He lets it go now. It's loose in front of the blue paint, picked up by Anthony Duclair. Duclair gets it down. This is back toward Barkov again, toward the high slot. Now with Huberdeau, toward the left faceoff dot. He gets this one back to Barkov. A lot of window dressing here for the Panthers. Slap shot, lets it go, goes wide. Huberdeau picks it up one more time. And now this is Barkov. Barkov again in the high slot, waiting for Huberdeau. Huberdeau looking for Duclair off of a pass was Giroux, and that one went wide. This is Ben Sherratt. Sherratt now spins this one for Claude Giroux in behind the cage. The power play is down to 45 seconds left to go for the Florida Panthers. Barkov, Huberdeau lets the shot go, and it doesn't find anything but Tampa jerseys, but Florida still has it. They've had it for the whole 2 minutes in the zone. Barkov shot blocked by the Lightning one more time, and it's cleared down the ice. 25 seconds left to go on the Florida Panthers power play. They had supreme puck time, but that passive box there for Tampa was able to keep their space, get the shot block, and clear it. This is Carter Verhaeghe. He's shut off, and now this could be an opportunity here for Tampa if they can get it with Chernak and Alex Killorn. They collide, and now this goes to Aaron Ekblad. The power play is going to end by the time the Panthers get into the neutral zone. 1:20 left. Verhaeghe, Bennett now plays it in front of the blue paint. It gets deflected off, picked up by Tampa, but Florida still got it in the zone. This is feeling like an extra man right now, but Florida's not been able to make anything with it. Hedman can't find it. Sergachev trying to get to it, kept inside by Montour. Is this put in deep? Belmar trying to find this now for Tampa Bay. It's stuck in between a bunch of skate blades. It goes back in toward the blue line side. Ekblad, pass over across for Montour. His bid was stopped there by Vasilevsky. And we're down to 45 seconds left to go in the third period. 1-1. It's Esto Luosterainen with the latest goal in the second period in the final minutes that beat Vasilevsky 5-hole to make it 1-1. Verhaeghe trying to backhand this one to Luosterainen. Forsland trying to spin in there for Florida. And this goes back to Nick Paul, the pickup from the Ottawa Senators. He's going to flutter this one down the ice. It's played by Sergei Bobrovsky, and now it's behind the goal cage. 15 seconds left to go in the third period. Palat gets this across the red line. This goes back one more chance here for Jan Ruda. Try to leave it there for Nikita Kucherov. Ruda trying to be active there. He's playing right wing because the Lightning are down a defender here. Kucherov behind that pass. Scores! Scores! This is Tampa Bay. They're going to win the game with 1 second left on the game clock. My goodness, what a pass in front. In Florida, better leave FLA Live Arena like they stole something. Nikita Kucherov, Ross Colton with the game winner. 0.9 left on the shot clock. The only thing is left to know is if that's going to be the official number. And Florida My goodness, are they going to rue the day? It's still 0 for 25 in the playoffs on the power play. They had the chance. The door was open as Stamkos went in the box for playing the puck without a stick. Nikita Kucherov, gorgeous pass behind the net, beat Forsling. What a roof shot there for Ross Colton. He gets the game winner, 2-1 Lightning, and they're going to take a 2-0 series lead and going back home. My goodness, for the goal call, I was trying to keep it in the appropriate moment. The buzzer beater for the Lightning, and all that's left now is just a hopeful empty net and a face-off win and shot. But that looks more like to be a NHL EA Sports design thing. I don't know officially how much time we're going to have left on the clock. It looks like 3.8 seconds now. But all you can do is win this one and fire it down as quickly as possible and hope for a miracle. And the Florida crowd is just in disbelief. It is a timeout for Andrew Brunette. 3.8 seconds left to go in the contest. Boy, oh boy, this turned into be a fantastic game. Fantastic game on both sides. And again, I love the attention to detail. Again, we've had the electrifying game winner, but the amount of shot blocks and sacrifice for Stamkos, Chernak, Bogosian, Ross Colton's got his fifth in the playoffs. It was assisted by Kucherov and Palat. Bobrovsky is out of the goal crease. This was an excellent defensive showcase in hockey by the Tampa Bay Lightning, and they're proving why back-to-back has already been done and looking for another back in that part of it. They could definitely do this one in Florida. You know, with all intents and purposes, if they got some better goaltending on the Capitals side, it's over. If they got some better goaltending on the Capitals side, the Capitals would have been playing the Lightning here. But they're down 0-2, and Tampa's going home to try to look to finish this one off. I thought maybe a 5 or 6 game series like my partner Cooper Hopkins. I was trying to lean more towards 6 to have a little bit of hope here, and since they're trying to make a competitive series, he said 5, and it's looking more like that now. Beautiful pass there from Kucherov. Colton finishes it off in the final seconds, and the big cat was absolutely excellent again. Andrei Vasilevsky, he was not going to have that 890 goals against, the 890 save percentage. He was going to play more up toward the Vezina candidate that he is. He allowed just 1. Excellent game today here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Should feel very, very good going back home here when we get to join you back again on Saturday between the Panthers and the Lightning. As always, guys, have a good one. I appreciate it. We will get you the full game story and all the coverage to follow. HopelessSportsGuy.wordpress.com. This has been an electrifying contest. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you soon. Peace. Let me interact with you here if you're still in here. I'm glad you're able to stay in here for the call, my friend. Hopefully I wasn't too over dramatic on that one. That was one that was absolutely splendid, and boy am I glad. Again, I did a couple of Western Conference matchups. I wanted to spin again early game here today. We're trying to get as many wall-to-wall coverages here of the Stanley Cup playoffs that I can get, and hopefully get another chance toward the end of the week, maybe next week, time to get back to the Battle of Alberta with Cooper Hopkins and myself on the color side. But I appreciate it, man. I was glad you were able to witness that one. What a game we had. Going back up 2, back at Amelie. That's definitely something here. I'm going to close out this cast. I'm going to get the game story written and all of that. I will talk to you soon, man. Peace.
Great effort by, and then Ross Colton always took over. A great effort by the Tampa Bay Lightning, doing whatever it takes, and it took a lot of sacrifice. Unbelievable pass by Kucherov, right? And they have 11 forwards, so Stamkos was gone for some of the night. Hagel was gone at times. Like they really played with the bare minimum, but they got it done.